G'day, we're the Inforunners. I'm Execute, and we've got Algared on Sexy Vacation. Where are you coming to us live from today?
I'm coming live from near the Aeon Mall in Jakarta. So in the Sky Towers, apparently.
Right. Are you sweating balls there wearing that suit in the middle of this weather? It must be hot as hell there.
No, I've got the AC on. Right. There's 3 units in this place, and they're jacked up at the moment. I've got this one turned off to reduce that horrible background noise you often get. But
yeah, we always get that.
And we do understand there could be a sound issue where I sound quieter. But
yeah, we did some testing and recording beforehand, and to me he sounds totally fine, but in the recording he's a lot lower. So can you guys let us know, and I'll try and adjust the sound if it's affecting it too much for you guys, that we're too much of different volume. We always try and get that balance because we know how annoying it is. Yep. But it's really early for you too, isn't it? Because it's like 8 AM for me. I think it's like you're like 2 or 3 hours behind. What time is it? We're
3 hours behind, so it's 5 AM. So it was it was almost like doing a stream from UK. You know, those horrible times we'd get up to. We'd be going for streaming for the UK events. So yeah.
All right, I've got a couple of housekeeping things I want to go over really quickly to give people as much time as possible. So I'm going to cut it across to here. This is the person that has won the Prowler, and if they turn up on stream today, they're actually also going to get an upgrade from the Prowler to an Asgard. So I have written this out in advance, and I'm now posting it, so they are now notified that they have won. The other part of this that we need to go through is on the Discord. How am I going to do this? Hang on. But if you go onto our Discord, you'll find in the description below that there is a link to the Discord, or you can type !Discord on YouTube or Twitch. It'll give you the link. And when you get into the Discord, there is a channel under the text channels called, no, what's it called? God, I got to look for it now.
Giveaways.
Yeah, it's called giveaways, but it's under the other text channels, and inside that, what I'm going to do is because I don't want it to have a direct link, because if I give you a direct link, it won't work, because you also have to have the very basic role in the Discord. So if I copy, can I just paste that in here? No, that won't work. I'm going to have to save it. Hang on. Save as. And I'll just call that, and then if I can open that in the browser, then you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. Open with, yep. All right, so you guys should be able to see that now. Yeah, cool, sweet. All right, just realized my mic is in shot. Let me fix that. Right, and let's zoom in on that so you guys can see. So what you'll see inside that channel is this, and all you have to do then is click this button and you'll go into the draw to win the Asgard and Tonk that I've been trying to give away for like 4 weeks now. And it's taken so long that we've gone into the next one, which is also the actual Prowler utility giveaway. So that's why I wanted to post that. So I want to get those out because this will end, it's got a timer on it, and it'll literally end in I've got it set to end half an hour before we usually end. So 9:30 AM Australian time. It's currently, that's about an hour's and a half time from now. So yeah, I've got it basically set. So it's just it's gonna pick someone out. Currently right now, when I checked it before the stream started, we had 55 entries. Right, I put it up 2 days ago on the Discord. Right, so if you're already on the Discord, you're in ahead. Oh, Spicy is there! Wow. Okay, Spicy. So I've seen you there. Reach out to me via Discord, man, and I'll get that squared away to you. Now I can either give you just the Prowler utility and the upgrade separately, or let me know and I'll apply them for you and send it through as an Asgard. And it's whatever you want there, man. So that's the advantage of being on the stream. Why give it away? I'm going to try and give little extras. So like, if someone had been here on stream for this Asgard Tonk giveaway, when I put it on YouTube, that is, I won't do it now. I might do it now if I'm feeling generous. I would have given them, say, the Paladin skin, which is the coppery looking one or whatever. So yeah, congrats, Spicy. Good job. Yeah, I have been talking to Piggles as well about getting a better way to give these away, and he reckons he can work something out. He's been working on a lot of things in the background. He's even looking at doing, so at the moment, the bots are working for Twitch and YouTube. He's expanded testing to also include StarJump Grim. So StarJump Grim now has access to the bot as well as AstroPub. He's trying to pull in Space Tomato as well. But Space kind of does his own thing at the moment, but he because he's got his other bots, and I don't know if Space will eventually come on board, but it was offered to him. But we are going to try and also look at even doing it on Kick as well. So if you were someone because eventually what Piggles wants to do is put this out as a free bot for everyone, basically, especially the Star Citizen community. And he's got a really cool name. At the moment, the working title of the bot is Starstream. And he's using the Starscream logo, if you know the Transformer. I kind of like that. Because it's his favorite Transformer. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on. So yeah, if you want to enter this right now, jump on the Discord, and we'll have a winner by the end of this stream. Spicy won the Prowler. So it's funny that the giveaway that came before this one is now already instantly complete, but this one I've had an absolute nightmare to give away, and this is the better package. This is like almost $500 worth. That's probably the biggest giveaway CIG has ever given other content creators, including us.
And we've tried several times, and the person who we had drawn just never contacted us. So we are
So
we've got to try it again.
Spike just let us know they're up to 64 people. So we've already had 11 people join this. So yeah, I'd like to get to like 100 guys. So there's like. I can't see Twitch, but at the moment, but YouTube's got like 84 people. So I'm going to assume 64 of you already entered, and there's still 20 that hasn't entered. So yeah, I just jump on the Discord, because the advantage of doing on the Discord is it's just a neutral place where both parties can join. Where if I put it on YouTube, it limits to YouTube. But yeah, so I just tried to make it as.
And if we do a competition or try a quiz, there's always a lag issue between Discord and YouTube. Yeah. And it's just trying to do it the fairest way we can.
Yeah, so from now on, this is my thought process, is I'll put them up on a YouTube video to give away. And if it doesn't give away on the YouTube, I'm probably then the following instantly going to chuck it onto the Discord and give it away like this, because it's trying to keep repetitively giving it away on YouTube is just a pain in the backside. So that's what we're probably going to do forward. And also the mods are saying it also helps people grow the community on the Discord. They like that, you know. And they're a part of our team, so I take their advice on board. So yeah,
our mods kind of tell us what to do, and we go yes. Okay. Well, not quite, but
pretty close. Pretty close.
We do give fairly good reign. So if our mods boot you, don't come crying to us, because we'll go. No.
All we do at the moment, Algared, is break ties. They pretty much have full autonomy.
That's pretty much it. Pretty much it.
Yeah.
They're
more functional.
When they're talking about banning someone, I've just gone in and said, looked at the stuff and went, no, ban.
Yeah.
So
and he's more harsh than I am. I will try to talk to people and give them chances. Algared's just like, not ban. And he's the school teacher.
Yep. I'm the disciplinarian. I'm the hard one. So you get banned. You know, I've had people say, oh, we got banned. I said, yeah, I banned you.
Good cop.
Oh, but the mod banned me, and I said, no, I did. I looked at the information. I decided, no, you'd crossed the line, you're out.
Yeah, so
you can come back in X time. So yeah.
Oh, we just got a raid from Oztech. Hey, nice to see you, Oztech. Sorry, I'm.
Nice to see you.
Don't always text chat. So Oztech raid us with a party of 11. Nice to see you. Yeah, guys, get on this giveaway. If you came in from Oztech's stream, we've had a lot of trouble giving this away. Just !! Discord, and then just go onto the giveaway channel on the Discord and hit this. I tried giving it away on YouTube 3 times, and then I was like, no, I'm done. So I'm just going to give it away today at about an hour and a half from now. I think it ends 9:30 a.m.
Yep.
Oh, it's about an hour and 15 minutes now. Yep. I can't find giveaway under other text channels. Let me double check.
Have they?
Have you followed the rules?
Acknowledge the rules.
You have to acknowledge the rules. It's a part of what Discord makes us do as a public channel. We cannot.
And all you need to do is to accept following the rules. Once you're in there, is click the little icon for Inforunners.
Yeah.
and it'll update, and then you'll see everything.
Only people that are citizens can see it. To be a citizen, you have to follow the rules. It's that simple. As soon as you follow the rules, your role will be upgraded to citizen. Everybody cannot see the channel. Only people that are like, and they delete the mod. That was the mod's choice when I put it there. Again, we asked them what they want. They want people to be included in the community. So yeah.
And if you don't want to follow, well, in fairness, if you don't want to follow our rules, you're saying you don't really care about what goes on the channel. So, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's what the mods are worried about. They're worried about people turning up just for the giveaway and then leaving. They want people to discuss stuff. And I'm going to be honest, it is a very, very active Discord. It actually kind of makes me proud because I'm not a big text person, as you know. I'm more voice and straight to like if there is a problem in the Discord, I will make two people get in voice and talk. I've even had to force mods that were having problems with people getting into voice, and it does solve the issue because text is a cold medium and people shorthand. Let's be honest, we're all kind of lazy. We don't want to type out this really long thing to say, so we just say it coldly. And as soon as you put it in text, that in voice, it just all disappears.
Look, even when you're being detailed in your text, it's very hard to convey the emotion. Just doing caps doesn't always mean you're yelling. It just doing bold doesn't. So there's so many ways you can try to show that emotion or show that, but it doesn't always convey the way you intend or think.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Spicy, I got your contact stuff. Just shoot me your RSI email, please, Spicy, and I'll get that sent off to you after the show.
Yep.
All right, so we're doing new bot stuff today, so I would like you to bear with us because I have to. He's changed all the commands to be really damn annoying. It's not just start and stop anymore. I've got to go start monitoring. YouTube is monitoring, and Twitch is monitoring. Have you got the channel? Do you know? So it's
the channel.
It's the Inforunners channel on the Starstream Discord. So hopefully, let's do a test. Question. Hey, it worked. All right, cool, sweet. So it's now working on that channel. So feel free to put your questions in. I'll even do one on here to test.
Yes, we got an Inforunners question from Picklebutt.
Yeah. Okay. Highly likely bot will break, by the way. Yeah, thanks Pickles. Thanks.
Thanks, Pickles, we love you.
It fills me with confidence that I've just put all my weight in this new bot. That new bot.
He said it likely to crash,
Yeah. C Daddy from CIG, Pickles says that new bot smells. He would know. I trust he is a smell authoritarian. So yeah.
We'll take his word for it.
Yeah. YouTube may take a little bit to show up. All right, he's talking to us. All right, yeah, well, we'll see. So we'll see. So the bots are there. We'll see how it goes. If not, I can fall back to the old one. In fact, can I roll? No, because then it'll double the draw calls. Let's not do that. But if this one fails, I will we'll do that. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
You mean the new ship?
Yeah, the one I'm calling the Meh-Etor. I got it here somewhere. Hang on.
The light fighter that's or the medium fighter that's actually masquerading as a heavy fighter.
I don't know.
The heavy fighter that's masquerading as a medium fighter, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
How do I put this? It's almost like it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's got 4 size 2s and then 2 size 5s. That is a very interesting loadout, or is it size 3s? I can't remember. But like that's a lot of guns. And yes, it looks awesome. I'll give you that. It looks awesome, but we've seen this before in other ships where they look awesome and they underperform. Unfortunately, I think we're looking at another $250 ship.
Unfortunately, I think based on that, we know it's got missiles, or I believe it's got missile racks as well. Which, and if I looked at those missile racks from a last sneak peek, it looks like it's got 4 missiles. If it's a heavy fighter, I'm going to assume they're at least size 3s or 2s.
Yeah, it's 2s or 3s. I can't quite remember. It's whatever the default is on the Mantis, but then double it essentially. And I think Monster Abe is correct. I think they are size 3s. from memory. I'd have to go look again.
Yeah.
But again,
I'd
this
have
isn't
to go
in game.
look again as well.
This isn't in game yet, so you can't grill us for not knowing the stats. So please don't. Well, yeah, go ahead to grill us, but yeah, but that is a lot of guns.
Well,
like 6 guns is a lot.
Yeah.
No matter the size.
It is a lot of guns. Well, you know, even if it's got four size 3 missiles, 4 size 3 guns plus 2 size 5s. Hell, that's a heavy ship. You know, it's a ship that they're saying that it can handle itself against light fighters because it's got size 3s. And then it's also got the guns that are used for taking out larger ships. So Connies beware. Connies and Corsairs beware. Because this ship being smaller, you would think would be more agile.
When you look at it, does it look more armored to you? Maybe a little bit, but not a lot, right? So my whole thing is, how do you take the Mantis, which is, would you agree with me that it's kind of looks more like a lighter platform? If you were to make what we know as the Mantis a fighter, I would say that was a light fighter. I know it's not, but I'm saying if I just defaultly did.
Yeah, look, I look at if you look at the heavy fighters or the medium fighters per se, they do, you know, as you go up in fighter size, they increase in their armor quality as well. Compared to the Mantis, yes, the Mantis does not look armored. This does look like it's got, it looks beefier, it looks chunkier. Yeah. And that could just be because all the weapons are at the front, giving that sense. But yeah, it.
So my thing starts to come in on other issues like you've removed the QED, right? Okay, cool. What was the weight of the QED? You've added all these extra guns. What's the weight of the extra guns, and what's the weight of the armor? And I'd have to argue that this thing is therefore heavier.
Yeah, you'd also have to look at.
And I mean in weight. I mean in weight, right?
Yeah,
so I mean in like, does it fly shitter? These are things the questions I have.
And the other thing is, the weight, the armor of the ship will also decrease the agility of the ship. So if it's very lightly armored, then it's going to be fast and agile. The more armor it gets, the less agile and the heavier it gets. And so that would mean the more sluggish it is. So if it's a medium fighter, I would expect, or if it's trying to fit that medium fighter range, I would expect the armor to be standard for medium fighters and the agility to be standard for medium fighters. If that makes sense.
Do you honestly think with 6 guns it's going to be a medium fighter?
No, I think it's a heavy fighter.
Which is what scares me.
And heavy fighters tend to be the ships, or tend to be the fighters that have the living quarters or the bed. Yeah. This has a bed.
Yeah.
So
I get Guardian.
You know, the Vanguard.
You know, like
the Guardian.
Yeah. Look, some positive I'll say about it. I really like the skins that appeared in the video. Another positive there is, like, if you go into the store right now, I did have this open. Hang on. Just give me a second. I did have it open. Here it is. Now I know there are more skins than this. But there's only 2 there that you currently buy for the Mantis, and they're the 2 oldest skins that have ever existed. So I am hoping that those skins roll over to the Mantis. I'd like to think it would be much like the Asgard and the Vanguard and stuff like that. So I think that's probably a given at this point, considering what else we've seen this year. But if the Mantis is Star Trek, with the look of this, would you agree that it's probably Star Trek's mirror universe? That's kind of what the vibe, like dark Star Trek is what I get out of this.
Yep. The evil Star Trek. Yeah, I was also thinking if the Mantis is Star Trek, this is a Star Trek's Defender.
It goes into the
kind of chunky.
I know it's not Star Wars, but it's almost like the Sith evil vibe is what I get off this, and I think that's what they were going for. And I think
because it's in black.
Yeah, I think they put. Well, again, you look at the skins in the video, there's like a really red one, but then there's one that, like the disco one, really speaks to me because it's just like all black and just tiny bits of red, which is my cup of tea, as you know. It's like they are listening to my videos and using it against me. It's really starting to piss me off. Maybe I should say like bright fucking pink or something like that. I'm getting really annoyed by it. All the skins I want, you're putting behind massive paywalls, and it's starting to shit me.
Well, you know, they want you to buy that ship X. That's clearly what they're saying.
Well, if Tomo's here, Tomo was literally halfway through, he was saying he wanted one, and then halfway, when he got towards the end of the video, I want 2 of them. So he's really sold on this thing, but he's one of those people that chases the new shiny. He's not like you and me, where we sit back and kind of... Now, I know you're going to struggle with this, though, because you're a massive RSI fan.
I am an RSI
before
fan.
You've even...
I've been...
Before you've even had a chance to kind of look at the stats and fly it, are you in, or are you still on the fence? Are you being a good boy or a bad boy?
I always want.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I think since we actually purchased our tickets for CitizenCon last year, strangely, I have not been able to buy.
Well, that's because
I think I've got the...
You've also had health problems the whole time, so let's be honest.
I did have the health issues
got
and
hit
stuff,
by
and the bills, and
you had to buy a brand new PC just before we left because the old one died. You've had heart problems for 1.5 years now, and then you also had to go to England, and you basically overspent and did stuff like that. So it's all accumulation.
It was just the way it went, and it's all
and I am going to throw this in there because I know it's going to make it. You also now have a girlfriend. They suck money out of you like the plague. They don't intend to, but they do. They're just the way they work. I don't know why, but they do.
Well, you know, yeah.
And you have a lack of control. You have a lack of self-control problem. You've got to learn to say no, Algared. You've got to learn to say no.
No, I think as for ships, I think
not to the ship, to the girlfriend, Algared, to the girlfriend.
I did buy the Atlas, but that was with credits, and I've melted it. And I think I did buy the, and I think I did get the Golem. I can't remember whether it was credits or in it, new invest, but or an upgrade. I can't remember, and so I'm not sure if I've still got that. That might have been melted, but yeah, generally it's been credits or nothing. So, and that's just due to those things. If people are saying things to me in the chat, because I can see someone highlighted someone's name, but I can't read it
he's talking to me. He said, Matt Green said, X, how do you feel about yet another variant release? Well, you know how I feel. It's half the problem. It's why it's titled Meh-Etor. Because I just, like yes, it looks sick. They all look sick. Let's be honest. We love all our crazy looking, amazing spaceships. You knock it out of the park every time, CIG, for looks. Fundamentals and function, well, that's a different kettle of fish. And I'm just...
The looks.
I do like how you are trying to make them separate and unique and stuff like that, but they just don't quite feel the same. And again, I look at this and I want to know how the hell it's going to work with the other things, and is it something that we really need? And it does, like, it's like this year as a whole, when we look across all these cool patches we're getting, it's kind of the same gameplay. We're not like I want more, and I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to give us more to do, but it just feels too much the same. And that's the problem. Like, and you can look at the data, and there's a lot of people I've talked to in the last month. The Essential Stormbreaker, less people did Stormbreaker. They've literally, I've had massive orgs. I've gone out and talked to them. They're just like, oh yeah, we did it once, we haven't done it again. We just did the Wicklow Polaris. We were smashing it out for 2 weeks straight to get that done, and then you drop this, and we don't really get anything out of it. There's no progression, so we just did it once, and then we've moved on because we already have the Polaris. So I look at the next one that's coming, and unfortunately we've now had all these hacks and that, so a lot of people are really cautious they're going to lose their shit. But it looks really good on paper. There's a lot of progression there, and I think this will probably be the most successful one they've ever done. But we've obviously got hacks hanging overhead, and that's what scares me. But again, I would 100% now every starter ship, so Intrepid, Cutter, all those, they would be my highest priority to get skins out for these things, because then you buy a ship, and then you've instantly got 4 skins you can go into a game and earn. That's what people want. That allows them to kind of play the game and motivate them to do shit.
I would certainly make sure that every one of your starter ships or any of the ships that have a starter pack have all the skins that you can earn in that new mission.
Yeah.
Because that'll give people the ability to not only play the game but earn those things, and they're not things that can be also stolen from hackers if a hack comes in. So at least I'd hope not.
Yeah, so Mackie Muse is trying to fight C Daddy on Twitch and ask him if he thinks they've got enough ships. I think we just, like, you obviously need the gameplay before you can build a ship. So turning around right now and going, hey, give me a base builder ship, doesn't really make sense when we don't have base building. And I think one of the things I'm realizing is, and I've said this to Algared, I've said it to Grim, I've said it to a lot of the other boys in the background, is one, and C Daddy, you don't have to comment on this. I don't expect you to, right? So just, I don't want to throw you under the bus. No, I don't want to put anyone, because this is my speculation, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But I think that it'll be really good for them because it'll be a lot easier to implement gameplay into a game through a building rather than through a ship. If you essentially think about a ship, it's a series of rooms with a custom shell. But if you've only got to build one room, you can kind of release that into the EP to you and test it and see that it functionally works. And it'll kind of, because again, then you can put it out in a lot more rapid succession rather than building a whole ship around it.
It's one of the things we said early on with the room system and buildings. You know, even before CIG said you could build bases, we were speculating you could build bases because it's just rooms.
Yeah.
So it's not beyond the pale to say, we don't need to build ship or we don't need a refinery ship, because once we get building, they can put a refinery building.
Yeah.
You can put and then that refinery building becomes your. You can test the gameplay that goes with play refinery before you implement that into a ship. You don't need the other thing. What else have we talked about that's needed? But all those things you can just
pick
put
a
into the room.
gameplay. Yeah, pick a gameplay.
Yeah, pick a gameplay.
Farming,
in the room
science, big game hunting, bounty hunting. Like you can all see how you could just do it as a building variant very quickly. Real quick, we're up to 120 people on the giveaway, so it's awesome. Cool. That's awesome.
Now, in other news, while I remember, Saturday the 19th. That's next week.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
At from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in Indonesia, in Jakarta, there is an impromptu bar citizen.
Who's organising this shindig?
So, I believe I am. It's become me.
So come round to Algared's house and spend time.
So talking to a couple of other guys, Indonesians in Jakarta.
Yeah.
And
now what is Sandy gave you some stuff too, didn't she? So what do you got there?
Sandy is going to be giving us some stuff. And ultimately that'll depend on how many are there. So I believe so.
So probably some
more,
ships or
more
something.
there. If I let Sandy know, she'll chuck me a ship or two. So
yeah, cool. That's awesome.
So that's going to be great. And
while we're at
it's going to be at Symmetry.
Yeah, what we're doing.
Symmetry Coffee House.
Okay, go ahead.
So Symmetry Coffee House in Pondok Indah, near Pondok Indah. Symmetry Coffee House is where it's at, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So if you're in Indonesia, Bali, Jakarta, if you're visiting those areas and you're one of our people, come along. The more the merrier.
So Sandy,
drink coffee.
Right now is in Las Vegas. With Pete's there, Grim's there. I'm so bloody jealous. I wish I could be there. They're doing Quantum Vegas. So there's a bar. It's currently, if I do my math right, it's about 3 p.m. there. There's a bar, or 3:30 p.m. There's a bar citizen there tonight, and then tomorrow, they're having the event. There's a whole bunch of people there. There's still tickets available, so if you've got some free, I always find this insane, right? Like I go off at John sometimes. Like they had a bar citizen in Manchester. It's a 2-hour drive, and he doesn't go. I'm here on the other side of the planet going, oh, love to go. And
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's like Australians, you know.
Yeah.
How many Australians live near the beach and go, oh, yeah, I'll go next week? It's there. I can always go, and we don't. You know?
Yeah, that's it.
So, what familiarity built breeds contempt, or you know, we take what's nearest for granted.
I think that Jakarta internet just raised its head for a second because you just dropped out there, but we heard it all. But your video dropped and then came back. So yeah.
Yep.
Right.
I did notice a glitch in terms of the video stream from you. It kind of froze a little. So yeah.
So
may very well be.
So that's kind of like most of the housekeeping. That now I remembered most of it. But is there anything else that you wanted to go over? I've got one or two other things I want to go over, but they're not dire needs type of thing. And do you want to go over the media anymore? There's not a lot we can really talk more about the media. Like they did a video, but it does, as usual, it's a marketing pitch. It's not the stats and all that you really want to know, and it's not even in the files yet. So they don't like. I kind of look at it and go, well, where have they been dropping these patches? And they're usually around the 20th of the month. So I still think it's a week away at least. Probably next Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
USA
no, I would agree.
So, yeah. All right. He's reading his messages from his girlfriend. He's in big trouble.
No, I'm actually checking. I've actually got the message up on the phone because the text on the screen is so incy tiny.
Well, yeah, it's because you're on a laptop.
Winnie. It's like Stanton.
So I do.
You know Stanton's tiny.
I do want to talk about this real quick. They actually put out a Star Citizen economy feedback survey. And the funny thing is, there was another one that they put out, but it was only to the Ivacati people. So it's interesting that they're starting to do a lot more surveys. It's like they've been telling them for years. Use the people to tell you what they need. So,
and I think there's an advantage of having one for the general public, but also the advantage of having an Ivacati one or even a PTU one, because the Ivacati people are the people who are at the cutting edge. And I mean that in terms of they're putting the hours to do that. So it's good to see the dedicated people's impressions, and then getting the broader public's view. So if there's a correlation between both, we've got to do that. There's kind of a disparity, then it's okay. Which way do we lean? Do we?
Yep.
So I like that idea.
Strangely enough, there's not a lot of questions that have come in. We've literally only got like 5 questions.
I think we've got about 5.
So I'm just going to double test again because I'm wondering if it's broken again. No, that's working. Oh, we just don't have any questions. No stream this week. It might probably end before we can do a giveaway. Oh, what a shame. Right, yeah. Get those questions in, slackers. So yeah, give us some questions, share statements, your thoughts on the Meh-Etor. You know, I just want to see some good ships, and I know they're capable of it. Look at the Golem. Golem was amazing.
Well,
you know, Fortune, not so much. But
unfortunately, looking at that, we've got one question.
Yeah.
Because the first 2 questions are, what are our thoughts on the Meh-Etor?
Yeah.
Which I think we've gone through.
Well, Saberticus just said I had 12 questions spread over 4 pages. Well, yeah, we'll ask them again because obviously we missed. Because again, I was doing a new bot and I had things I had to get out of the way, like the giveaways. So apologies for that. Yeah. No. So Pissball Pete's having a take, and he goes, "Golem was amazing?" ? The Golem is the most amazing thing they've done. That's telling you how bad I think of everything, right? So I break it down where, like, I know what I'm going to say here. There are a lot of people that will disagree with me, and that is okay that you disagree with me, and it's okay that I have my opinion. But I'm not a fan of the Star Lancer. It feels very like they stuff things into it, and the layout is terrible, right? When the build comes out, the build might be the one that redeems it, but up until now, I have not seen that. Then you go into the Idris. Let me finish. Then you go into the Idris. the interest we'd seen for years. It essentially been previewed for like 10 to 15 years. And then there's one other ship that I always forget. And then the only other ship was the Golem. So in those, of those 4 ships, all the other ships that came out since last August have all been these variant side grade things. And so for me, the Golem is the most memorable of the last 12 months. Sorry, Algared, you were going to say.
Yeah. No, I was going to add a point about the ships, but I've lost it. So
sorry, mate. Yeah, it happens to both of us. Yeah.
It would have been cutting you off and making you lose your train of thought. So it was.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to both of us. We both do that. We both make the other forget what we're talking about, which is why I said, let me finish.
Unfortunately, that's true. Yep.
But I write
why we get cranky.
Well, when we're doing episodes, I'll write them down. You've seen me write them down now.
Yep.
So, because I don't want to forget things.
When I'm live, I wr't them down normally, but today I'm kind of.
Well, you're ad hocing today, so you can be forgiven.
I'm ad hocing today, and I'm feeling. Where's that? Where's that pen? Where's that paper? Where's... Oh, dang.
But again, so first time chatter, Kinguin Crimson says, love me thruster with a mining laser glued to it. But you can't argue with the price. $60 is, for what you get is nuts. Yep. Like it's almost a third the price of the Prospector. That's crazy to me. That's what a starter ship needs to be.
Yep. Starter ships and even starter professional ships need to be at dirt bottom price.
Yeah.
So someone can come in and try. Yep. Just try the system and see if they like it. And we do seem to have a super chat or something down there. I can't read it though.
It's from Ignito Asian. It's a £2. So that's like $57 Australian by the time you convert it. Like they no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thank you very much, Ignito, for the super chat. Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, I'll give it a wait. I can hearted. There we go. There you go. Hearted. Done.
Yep. So one of our people did say, what are our thoughts on the Meh-Etor? Citizen Ninja basically asked us to speculate on the price, which we've done. If it's a heavy fighter, with fearful it's going to be in that horrible
$250 price point. Look at the Guardian, and tell me it doesn't go higher than that. Like the Guardian had 2 to 4. And this has bespoke guns that are size 5s, and then has 4 additional guns on top of that. Yeah,
and the other thing is, if you look at the power usage that the quantum device had, and then you feed that into the weapon, this thing should theoretically be overpowered in terms of the power available to it, which is probably why it's got the size 5 weapons to kind of do that. The other thing is, if you look at the Guardian, do you consider the Guardian a heavily armoured ship, or is it a fast, nimble ship? And then you look at
technically
and then compare it to other heavy fighters, and then
the Guardian's technically got 2 true variants though now. You've kind of got like the more hard ever one in the MX, and then the other 2. I just want to say real quick, Salim is a first-time chatter on Twitch, and I like to read the first-time chatters out. I wish YouTube had this feature. Golem is honestly best ship they released this year. They really need to make more actual useful starter ships. That's what I'm getting at. He gets it, and he's a first-time chatter. And I don't know if that's just because you're a new person or whatever, but he gets what I'm trying to say. The ships that we've been getting, right? And I'll give you the worst example, right? The Peregrine Took. Now, I know there are racing people out there, and Pissball Pete is one of them, but Pissball Pete would also agree with me, racing is a real niche. And it's not what we needed at September last year, but that's what we got. And also what came at the end of the month was the Atlas, and that totally overshadowed the Peregrine. It just absolutely killed it.
I don't know whether that was also due to the fact that the Atlas was, again, one of those issues we often say, you keep the price down low and you make up for that lack of price per unit by the volume that you sell. And for a digital item, selling volume...
So,
it's printing money.
I want to talk about it. Someone's just turned up, so I want to talk about this while he's here. So you know how my Aussie accent, we kind of shorten things and change things. So like I say, Raelian and Sorlin. I have been getting so much shit from two British people about how I pronounce things, it drives me nuts. It's like
Just for that person who's just turned up, because I can't see the chat because it's so small. But I'm going to assume.
No, it's Tomo and Pissball Pete. They're the two people that are doing it. They're giving me shit about how I pronounce.
I was assuming it was
words, and they haven't even got onto words that other people complain out, like June, because like so many Americans think they think we're talking about the month, but we're actually talking about sand dunes because we say it in the same way. So they're literally giving me shit about my accent and how we pronounce words. And at the end of the day, like my mum, you know how much my mum's a grammar Nazi, right? And the way I defeated her was, at the end of the day, speech is a tool. If you can understand what I'm saying, even if it's incorrect, it's a tool. So you know what I'm saying, so just fucking move on. No.
Well, it's as I often say, you know, it's you basically said it, language is for communication. Yes, can I be more precise? Can I be clearer? Yes, yes. Can I say, you know, what's the difference between tomato? It's that type of thing, and people get frustrated.
And
and even the way you say some of the words, I get frustrated with the names as well. But I know exactly what you mean.
They literally turned around and said Algared doesn't say it. I said, yeah, but Algared was born when you were born, so he might be holding on to that. Like, yeah, but whatever.
No, look, I don't say it, but so what? I know exactly what ship you're talking about, and
how many times do you and I literally say the wrong ship name, yet we know who the other is talking about? Like, we'll say Gladiator instead of Gladius and shit like that. Like, that again, and it just proves our entire point of that language is a tool.
And when we're on stream, we'll deliberately correct each other when we say that, because we know that other people will misunderstand what we're saying. But we could be talking, and we could be talking Starfarer, and we'll say, Star Lanceros. But we know, even though we stuff up the name, we still know we're talking about the same thing.
Now
we will correct it.
Now they're talking about spelling, and I've seen towns spelt in English, and I try to say it in English, and it doesn't sound like it looks like. So don't give me that bullshit. I just won't believe
probably the Welsh.
Yeah. No, what was it? The Worcestershire? You know the one I'm talking about. Worcestershire or what the fuck? But it was not spelt Worcestershire. It was spelt like Worcester or some shit. It was, and I kept calling it Worcester, and they kept correcting me and saying, no, it's like Winchester. I was like, where the fuck is the I in WAR? Like, it made no sense. Yeah, it made no fucking sense.
English is, look, I say it to people all the time. Like my students will often say, why aren't we learning this? English is so easy to learn. And I say, not, English is a horrible language to learn.
And no offense to Tomo, but the way he talks and he's calling me out on my accent, holy shit, I can barely understand what he says on a good day. I cannot imagine that guy drunk. Like, he talks like a drunk man, but he's not. He's pure sober. Yeah.
My uncle was from London. I think it was London when he first met my my grandparents and my dad and other aunt and stuff. They couldn't understand what he was saying because he was speaking English. He was just speaking the London slang, and it was Cockney rhyming slang all over the place, and just people couldn't understand him.
Captain Jack.
And that was from England.
Captain Killjack in YouTube has got it in one. It is spelt Worcester, but it's pronounced Wooshchester. So he spelled it. It's spelled Warchester, but they actually pronounce it Whooschter. I'm sorry, but that is not English. That is like some kind of rename
it.
And I can tell you, there's a precedence in English for renaming things. As the language changed, they update the names of locations. They've done it many times. I've seen not the documentary. What the hell was the name of that show? The one on Netflix. The Viking guy. I think no, it's not called. It's not called Vikings. It's called. They both ended up on Netflix, but you know the one I'm talking about. and they get the guy that is he was born somewhere, and then he goes and lives with the Vikings, and then he comes back and he basically helps the kid. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I know the one you're talking
And
about.
they always had these cool names, and it's written in the old bullshit, and then it changes into the new English version.
And then they flip it.
Yeah, again, so just do that. Update it to Worcester, if that's what you want to call it. So people can look at it and not feel like a retard. So what I'm saying, Pete and Tomo, is solve your own shit before you come over and shit in my backyard. Rant over.
I'd rather... I'd rather not have that happen in anyone's back garden, but that's okay. Yeah, look, the English is a maggot just because a lot of the names are actually the Old English. And Old English looks more like German.
Socially confused is saying we should just all go back to Old English. No, because I'd go insane. Yeah. All right. No, all kidding aside, I'm just giving them grief, right? But like, it's a tool. Yes, I understand. I'm probably an idiot. That's fine. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm a stubborn old prick, and that's who I am. Last Kingdom. Thank you, Hellspire. That is the name of the show. Last Kingdom.
We're
very good show
from Brandenburg.
Yeah, and Citizen John or John Citizen. He recently went to one of the churches that was featured in, not the churches, sorry, the castles that was featured in the show. You know, the one where the woman goes and lives, like his wife or whatever, in that other town, or the one that he had like an affair with? Yeah, he went there, and it was really cool. He sent me photos and stuff, so he had a really good time. But yeah, again, that's just something we can't do here. Like, everything here is only like 200 years old. You go over there, and man, that was one of the things in Manchester. Me and Algared were just like, holy shit, massive stone building, and it's 400 years old. It's like, what the, that massive Colosseum thing in the middle of the town was just insane. And again, if you are from a newer country, you take shit like that for granted. There are people that come down to Tassie, where I live, and we have buildings that are like really old. They're like 200 years old, right? But that's still young compared to the shit that was in Manchester. Didn't you go to a Roman baths or some shit? Like it's been there like 2,000 years? Like it's been there like some ridiculous amount of time? How old was it?
Oh, I can't remember. Old.
Yeah.
I'd have to scroll back, but it's got the Roman coins. It existed there for a couple of hundred years while it was Romans were there, and then slowly went into disrepair. The trip baths in Bath.
Yeah, the trip really made me appreciate what was there, but it also appreciated me what I have back home. Peace and bloody quiet. Not a lot of people here, but I how do I put this? And like, I really do like meeting citizens, right, when we're there. But it does a little bit full on after like just so many people. I'm not used to that many people, right? But the best part, as we've talked about this, was the bar citizens. The actual citizen con was nothing compared to the people.
And unfortunately, as there was a week of bar citizens, and unfortunately, as the week went on, the bar citizens became less and less and less. And the biggest problem with those bar citizens, even the second one, was they were in clubs or places where they jacked up the music super loud.
And every time the number of people increased as well, and they become less and less personal.
Yep. But that first one, the volume in the little eatery place downstairs from CIG
was the best.
It was coffee house type stuff, so it was quiet the whole time.
There was like
a small gathering, and you could talk.
There was 14 civilians or citizens, and there was like 40 devs. It was crazy. Like, when do you have those? Like, it was a target-rich environment. When do you have those odds? Never. Yeah. It was amazing. I just beelined to the people I wanted to talk to, and just sat down and talked all night. Algared was like the life of the party, going around talking to everyone. Like, he was flirting with everyone.
I was just originally just trying to find out, oh, you're a citizen. Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah.
I work for CIG. I work for CIG. So I just started asking, what was your onboarding task? Oh, you work here. What was your onboarding task? And there was so many of the ship team. There were so many graphic artists who were there. And that was interesting.
I still think my favorite interaction of the trip was, now I don't want to get into trouble, right? So I just want to preface that, was when we were outside the convention on, I think it was the first day or the second day, I can't quite remember, and we were talking to Sandy's assistant, and she looked like us, like we were fucking crazy. because we said we were here to meet Sandy, and she thought we were full of shit. And then Sandy started giving you messages, and then boy did her face change. That was quite funny. And the one where you're at the door outside CIG, and it was that other woman, and she goes, "Oh, I've got," and she's like, "No, don't message Sandy. Don't message." It was just so funny,
message Sandy,
because they're like, we've heard this story before from all the crazy people, but then Algared actually rocks up, and he looks like, well, we look like crazy Australians.
I do look like a crazy person. I'm an Australian, and all the rest of it.
You're being serious, and I even remember Jake from CIG looking at us like we were crazy, and then she turned up. It was just like. And she walks straight over to you and hugs you. And the first thing I did was look at Jake and the assistant, and they're like they were no way, they were telling the truth. So it made my whole trip.
In fairness to them, just before CitizenCon, but had a security breach.
Oh, true. Yeah, true. Yeah, that they had someone break into the offices, and they had to all go get brand new security badges because someone came in and just went in up the elevator.
Yep, just because they looked.
Yeah,
they did the old. If you look like you belong, people will believe you.
Yeah,
and Brian Chambers was saying, he's like, we have to get these new things, and they're all brand new. So we'd been wondering why everyone at the CitizenCon.
Yeah,
Bar Citizen. Oh, what's your picture? And it was because they were literally brand new. And Brian said, it's because, I know who's from Germany, but I know who's from Manchester. And they said, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Manchester. Okay.
They were having to challenge each other to make sure that.
Yeah. Now it's what's your ID? Can I see your badge? And it was that type of problem. So I get that. If they've got that problem already. With people break in, some bozos saying, "Oh yeah, so and so." Yeah, show us your creds. I get it, but yeah.
Real quick thing, because Arcane Dangers just reminded me, I do have 2 new emojis out on the Discord. Okay, I got an error that's popped up there. First time I've ever seen that, but I'll look at it in a minute. So I've got 2 new ones on Twitch, 2 new ones on YouTube, and 2 new ones on the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
They're cats, and if you don't like them and you're offended by them, you can blame SA. They are all SAs. SA wanted them, so I made them for SA. They're
if you don't like it, tough.
Well, Algared might not like them. They're called cat birds. So the cat ones with the salute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're birding. So they're showing you their middle claw. We'll leave it at that.
Yep.
So
Yep. Oh, I get it. They're giving the bird.
Yeah.
And look, sometimes you need that. Now I'm going to go into one of our questions from the bot.
Please.
And it was, tell Pickles he's beautiful.
He is beautiful.
So Pickles, you're beautiful.
We've seen him in real life. We're one of the few people that have actually got to see his face. He's a very beautiful man. I am an older man, and I'm now fucking jealous that I don't look as good as him. It sucks. And because of his profession, he can't show off his face, but he's going to make some young lady very blush one day. I will just put it at that.
All right, so done that. Pickle says he's going to stop watching. Simpac Steve.
But what's happening? It's struggling. F5 doesn't help. What's going on? Stream dying, or is it? Yeah, okay. So there's something happening on my end then. They're saying the stream is very choppy, and also I'm getting an error from YouTube. Let me just check real quick here. Give me a second. I'll see if someone at my house may have decided to get up really early and start downloading.
Yeah, because no one else is going to be downloading or doing stuff at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Well, it's 9 a.m. now. But generally, they all go off to work, so it's not a problem. But then some idiot, okay, my brother, will decide that he wants to download something. So let me just give me a quick check. And internet, traffic analyzer. Come on, traffic monitor. Yeah, it's pretty maxed right now. Someone's doing something, so I'm gonna I'm going to turn on Quaz to negate that real quick. Just bear with it. This should hopefully fix it. We are incredibly, we shorthand everything, right? There are many videos on YouTube that you can see of this as an example. Like an interesting one, my mum linked to me actually, was there was this American woman, and it was a small section of the video, but she was essentially she thought everyone was calling each other doll. Now you'll know what I'm about to say, right? Do you know what I'm about to say? It wasn't doll. It was. You know what it was?
Nope.
It was Dahl, because we shortened darling to Dahl. And she'd lived there for 4 years, and she only realized in the last week that it was Dahl, not darling.
Yeah, Dahl, not darling. Yep.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I tell my students Indonesians are very simple. They like shortening things. So
yeah.
So similarities in language. People do like shortening things, and certainly we do. We shorten everything.
Yeah.
Arvo, Kappa.
Yeah. We still don't have any questions in the bot. Either the bot's not working or nobody's got questions. So this is going to be a very short stream.
So Stimpack Steve had a question for us. We may have talked about it a little bit already, but when base building comes in, how will selling ships on the pledge store and funding of the game work? I think it'll still work the same. As building comes in, it's not going to we're not going to be able to build ships straight away the second they bring base building in. We're going to be doing other stuff. So I could see them using it for refinery. Okay, do we need a refinery ship? Yeah. How's it going to work? So we get the gameplay working on the base, but then you want to do refinery at your site where you're working, because it means you can actually carry more stuff and increase the value of it. You can't build your base, you can't move your base up there, so you have your portable ship. And building a base is a lot more investment. So you want that to be a more permanent area where ships are going to be more expendable in that sense. So I think we'll still need it, and I think the sale on the shop will still work. I don't think it changes anything. It just increases the advantages we have in terms of the way we do things. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be much the same as it is now, and I think we'll probably see quarter releases of ships. I just think, I like, why would they give up that model? And I think they're obviously going to, they're trying to tread the water and test what else they can monetize, hence things like the blades. If they go down bundling, I'm telling you now. All right, like coughers come with a vengeance. I really, I'll take some asthma things in a minute. I'm out, like just out. All right, sorry.
Yeah, look, bundles can be a good thing, but they're a pain in the butt as well. If you can buy, bundles are good if you can still buy everything that's in the bundle separately, and the bundle is an option for you to either A, reduce the clutter in your box, in your hangar, or B, get a slight discount. But I personally don't like bundles where you buy this and you get this exclusive item. I ideally prefer bundles to be things where everything is available elsewhere in another way. So yeah. Now our next question. The next question was actually a comment from Sir Berticus, talking about his 12 questions over 4 pages. I still don't see any questions from you, Sir Berticus. So ask the question.
Yeah.
Question anywhere in the word, and the bot should pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to double check the bot again, because the last time you checked was 604.
Yeah. Well, I messaged Piggles and asked him.
Yep. you said, "Is the bot working?" was the last message at 6:04.
Yeah,
which was 2 minutes ago. So the bot is working.
Yeah,
I think maybe, possibly.
maybe. Again, we're trying this out for Piggles to make sure it's working before he rolls it out to everyone else. Yeah.
So that gives us to Citizen Ninja's question.
So I'll just make this real clear. If you're asking a question and you're a new person, put question in your question, and the bot will bring it in. So if you just write a question, we won't see it unless the word questions in it.
Yep, and Piggles says yes, it looks like it.
Yep. Okay.
It's logging. It's still logging questions. So
guess there's no questions. Most people must just be listening on their phones then.
Yep.
Yep.
So Citizen Ninja has a question.
Yeah.
Will we get a large consolidated outland ship concept or straight to flyable before the Pioneer? What role do you expect it to have? Well, I certainly think we're going to get a large consolidated outland ship before the Pioneer comes, because the Pioneer's capital, and you ideally want to have more ships so you can build out that the language that you're using in the ships and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. And at the moment, Consolidated have 2 ships. I think it's the Mustang and the Nomad. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of it as a third one. So you've got very limited design language there, and the Mustang and the Nomad are totally different in style and look.
If you just take what they said about the Drake and the Kraken, right? They basically said we have to build another ship between the Caterpillar and the Kraken to be able to make the Kraken. So by the very logic, if you've got the Nomad, the Mustang, the Nomad, and then you're jumping all the way to the Pioneer, which is a capital, same thing as the Kraken essentially, that therefore process of elimination tells you that you need a medium and a large. Now we've got the blue silhouette one, and I brought this up like 16 times, but I'll do it again. Just give me a second. Wrong one. This one, and then this one, and then it's this one. And then I've got to open this with, yes, I do talk to myself. Leave me alone, you bully. And you know who I'm talking about, Tomo. No, that'd be Pete, not Tomo. Right. Yeah, so here's the blue silhouette. Excuse Algared's hotel room, but he's ad hocing today. But I'm
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's clearly a consolidated outland ship. And that's more than likely our medium. And I think if we think about the patterns, now I'm not saying this is accurate, there's always patterns, but typically the mediums for the last couple of, like 5 years have all come at CitizenCon. Think Zeus, Spirit, things like that, right? So that's where I'd expect to see that. And you got to realize the Pioneer only started production at the end of last year. So it's realistically probably going to be 18 months to 2 years after that. So I'd expect the end of 2027. And I think realistically, we'll probably see a large
ship in between.
A large consolidated outland, either Invictus or not Invictus, sorry, AI, either following year or something like that. So think something along the line, the same size as the Galaxy, or Connie the Galaxy, in that ballpark. Starlancer.
So restart the bot, because Piggles has restarted it. He says run start, and it should run again, and it should pick up any missed questions.
So I found it reconnected to Discord. Isn't seeing anything through. Just rebooted it. Run the start, and I'll go. Oh, so I've got to run the start, right? So let's start.
Yep, you run the start, and it should start picking up questions again.
Okay. Oh my god! My god! There's so many coming in. Right, all 6 of them. Right. Well, there's 6 more questions. Right. So we got 6 more questions. 7. Yep. Right. So they're coming in. All right. Cool. Sorry. Okay. This is why we do. Well, this is why we test those guys. So thank you for putting up with it today. And I know I've got a few things to put up besides my annoyances.
And I'm kind of monitoring. By the way, Pickles, I am monitoring the channel on the phone. So I did see all your messages. I was just waiting for a pause. So I wouldn't break the train of thought, which we are always prone to do to each other. Citizen Ninja.
Real quick, Damon says, all the best people do X. I don't understand the context, but thanks for whatever you're trying to say. Sorry, just reading messages that come in. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Algared.
Yep. Lewis Fitzpatrick. That sounds like a grand Irish name, that does. Do you think we will get more?
Sorry.
Do you think we'll get more flight blades dedicated to heavy fighters?
Yeah, but I'm hoping they're bloody in game.
I'm hoping that a lot of those things are in game. Look, I don't mind them selling those things on the store as long as you can get them in game. As long as it's not the only place you can get them. The second you put it behind you must buy this to use it, that kind of sucks. Make it something you can earn, make it something you can buy, make it something you can, but.
Yeah, there's something not right about the bot, Piggles. I'm seeing questions there from people in Twitch, and they're not showing up.
And I'm just seeing YouTube questions on the bot.
Yeah, so something's out of sync, but this is why we test. So I'm going to answer this one from Tomo because he it's about to go off the screen and it's not on the bot. So he says, question, what's your favorite color of new, and then he gets drunk and says, I can't read the rest, but he says RSI ship. Mine is black with a little bit of red. What's your kind of favorite colors for RSI ships?
I don't really change the skin colors on my RSI ships. Probably green and yellow for the Aurora. I did prefer the Phoenix Emerald, so probably green.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to the Hurston colouring.
Yeah.
I do like the Hurston colouring, so the black and gold is often a go-to for me.
Yep. Another Twitch one that's about to go off the top of the screen is, since I may have missed it, do you think the 2 size 5s on the new ship means heavy ship like the Vanguard will be upgunned? I think we can say yes, yeah?
It seems to be the process they've done. We've seen it over time. The guns, you'll remember the turrets on the Andromeda and the Constellation were size 2s at one point. And I can remember the reason they went down. They used to be size 3s and they went down to size 2s because size 3s just looked too big on the ship. That was the reasoning. I'm glad to see the now size 3s again. I think the Gladiator was also size 2s. It's been upgraded to size 3s. So yes, I think as time goes on, they will update the guns on any ship if it is underperforming where they want it to fit within that spectrum of ships of that category. So I don't think you ever need to worry about that.
Dorman76 says, do you think the Expanse is delayed not because the feature isn't ready, but because they aren't sure how to balance it with base refineries? That kind of goes back to what I was saying before. Why would you release an entire ship when you can do it in a room? In fact, it's probably it is the thing that gave me the whole idea of why the Expanse is not there. Because why would I build a ship when I can perfect it? And if there's any issues, I can fix it in the room because it's just a box that I can fix. And then when it's working, think about all the ships that has to be redone. Why would I redo a ship when I can just redo a box?
Yeah. And if I can work out how the gameplay is working, I can work out how the system is feeding out, doing the materials and everything else. Why not? Look at the back of the Vulture, for example. Now, the back of the Vulture with its little thing, that's just a room.
Yeah.
Now I can upscale that room as I've done in Reclaimer, but it's just a room.
Yeah.
So I can either do the testing of that in the ships, which means there's so many other things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Or I can just have a separate room on a base, on a base station or on a player-built place or where I can have that tested, and then upgrade up, slot it into a ship at a later point. 100%. Again, it makes sense to me.
When it's a box, you don't have to redo the exterior. If it's a ship and you try to make it really custom, you got to redo all that work. Yeah, it just makes sense to me to get base building up and running because you can just make sure it's working, do a lot of the testing through the buildings, and then roll it out into a ship.
Get the system working.
So this is
and then roll it out to ships.
This is the last one Okay, this is really weird. This question's not coming up from. There's one question that got through, and then there's 2 questions that got missed, and one is before and one is after. So it's really weird what's happening on Twitch, because if you're listening to me, Mr. Boom First is a first-time chatter who says, question: how frequently do you think instance gameplay loops should be or will be? How
What was the question again?
So how regularly will they bring up those, the under the area 18 missions they talked about? How frequently do you think the instant gameplay loop should be? Now, I've got a context question there. Do you mean how many times can you repetitively do it in an hour, or do you mean how often they should bring out a new one? That would be my context to that, Mr. Boom. So I want to answer that in 2 parts. Initially, I think you should just be able to rerun them endlessly, but then I think, like most MMOs, they'll have a cooldown eventually. As for them releasing them, I think that's what they're doing at the moment by doing monthly patches. I think they're trying to see if they can fall into a groove of keeping up that momentum. Agreed. I put those same 2 questions to you.
No. If you got a team that's building missions, if you can give them the ability to let their creative juices flow and try different things and put out those missions, rather than having a big massive thing that may or may not work. You do lots of little things that then feed into a bigger story. To me, that seems fine, and I think I hope that's what they're going. So.
Last one here is from Spike, who asked this twice, but that's okay. What reskin ship is next month's guys after Meh-Etor? Look, I just did a video literally yesterday for the ship showdown. They asked us to submit stuff. Algared, you can do yours when you get back if you want. You've got time. But I basically said the Gladiator. The Gladiator doesn't have a skin. So that's why Paul and I and Algared are going to be pushing that this year. There are concepts of it without the turret that look amazing. We know it's meant to have the functionality to drop bombs as well as torpedoes. Algared asked questions of John and Ben why we were there, and we got answers to those. And Algared, I'll let you speak to that when you speak.
I basically said the problem with.
Go ahead. I'll finish my thought after. Go ahead.
Yep. So the problem with variants is just how do we do it, and the problem with the Gladiator is that when you look at the torpedo bay, if you change that to bombs, you end up from this space to this space being required, and you've got this. What do we do with all that empty space? How do we fill it out? Now, I reckon you could shove an extra component in and do stuff, but that's the problem they've got. Do they do it as modular? And the impression I very strongly got is that Ben was lean, and I know you say you remember it as John, I remember it as Ben, but either way, they said they are leaning more towards variants of it rather than modules of it, just because it poses such a problem for them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, you were going to say.
And I've now forgotten. But that's,
so talking about the Gladiator being our pick for.
Just that like he's asking us to look into the future of what ships that they should do next, and for me, I kind of sit there and look, like, clearly they're doing fighters. Clearly they're reusing the more popular ones because they're trying to onboard people and bring them up to speed. Well, they kind of already did Anvil with the Mark 7s. Like they were clearly onboarding tasks and stuff like that.
Yep.
So they probably don't need to do the Gladiator again, unfortunately. But it's a ship that could damn use it.
Yeah.
If you'd done Aegis, I would have looked at the Vanguard series because the nose gun that clearly needs some love. I go back and
RSI. If you're doing RSI, the Aurora certainly needs it.
Yeah. Well, me and Algared got a video. We did a couple of videos while he's going away. I have to actually release that one last, Algared, because I've got the one coming this weekend. So that'll come after that. But that started a whole rumor chain. I've heard that come back 5 or 6 times now. So Algared brought this idea to me. It's talked about in the video. I won't go into detail, but Algared brought this idea to me.
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking about it. I shared it with Trist and Grim. Then Grim does a stream on it. And the next thing I know, I'm getting people coming to me, oh, have you heard this rumor about the new Aurora? And I've heard it like 6 or 7 times now by so many content creators.
It's my fault.
Yeah, blame Algared.
It's my fault.
There is no official thing that they're doing on Aurora, but Algared had an idea for a show, and I talk about things, right, with the people I talk with, and I just was like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And the next thing, Grim does an entire stream, and we're off to the races. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at the, by the way, this stream was very choppy there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look at the Aurora, and I look at, these days, there's very little difference between them. And we got 5 variants, and you don't need 5 variants, and they don't have their components.
Yeah.
So I really think they need to either ditch VS, ditch 2 of them. You only need 3.
Yep.
A standard, a cargo, and a military.
You're going to spoil the episode. But yeah, you're not wrong.
I'm sorry, but
again,
just looking at it,
I think you can roll.
So
you can roll that into a lot of the older ships. Those 5 starting ships and the ones that have come afterwards. The Connie's got the same issues. The Freelancer's got the same issues. It goes on and on and on. And clearly, like you sit there and look at the media, like they said in the media video, they talk about how it's going to really. He talks about how the Zeus really brought everything up from the RSI, and it's going to affect all the RSI ships going forward. That tells you when they go back to do the Connie and all that, they're going to get massive changes.
Yeah, it's one of the things we've often said about those, certainly about the Connie. And people say, oh, Connie's a bit of a lemon. And you say, but it's got Chris's name. It's going to be, and it used to be, I don't know what it still is, but it used to be Chris's favourite ship.
John said the same thing. He said it's got the man's name on it. If it's got Chris's name on it, for crying out loud, it's not going to be a melon. It's probably going to be one of the best ships in the game, but they've got to redo it. And again, it's a priority thing. And a lot of those older ships, like those starting 5, they're in Squadron. They don't want to touch them until Squadron is out, because then they would have to redo all that work. And it's again, we keep talking about this priority thing, and I know you guys are a lot more savvy than the usual folk, but you know what we're saying, right? I feel like a broken record at this point.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all the questions I have. I'll just double check. No, there's another one here. Shit. Some of them are coming through and some of them are not. So I do apologize. I got another one here, Algared. Sorry. How do you think? So this is from Dawn76. He says, cheeky question 2. How do you think to get people not to shoot on site according to established in-game culture in the 4.3 cooperative zones? So when
wiggle your wings.
The flashlight.
I'll do a sci-fi reference there. Wiggle your wings.
Yeah, you're talking about Battlestar Galactica, but when they're on foot, they've been flashing their flashlight because that tells them that they're real people. Because bots don't use flashlights. So, and the other thing is though, Dorman, you're going in there. Some people just want to kill people. That is the risk that you take.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Yeah. If you're in there and you meet Tomo, he's gonna kill you. If you see someone who looks like Tomo, just shoot and ask questions later.
Well, it might be that he just wants to kill you.
I went in with Tomo, and he was on the floor for ages while I'm just killing everything that's there, and then I finally get him up, and he goes down again.
Yeah, well, what can I say?
He is literally the guy in the quicksand pulling you down with him. What is it? The drowning man. That's Tomo.
Yep. Okay. Now, he's a good man to go to the beach with.
Yes.
Make sure he's between you and the shore. Because then the sharks will take him and not you. Right. JF has a question. Yeah, that was very dark. Do you think bespoke weapons should be tolerable?
Hang on. Bespoke weapons should be tolerable. 5 minutes left in the giveaway. 5 minutes left. I just want to.
You definitely need to.
So real quick, if you go on the Discord, so you can type !Discord. Go into the Discord. And basically go to the giveaway channel under other text channels. You do have to follow the rules to be able to get into the Discord, but once you follow the rules, you'll go into the giveaway channel, see this, click the enter button, and you're in the draw. It'll automatically be given away in the next. I think it's automatic. If it's not, I'll go in and draw it.
We'll find out.
Yeah. We're currently at 134 people,
134.
and the winner will come up here apparently. So yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Algared.
So should bespoke weapons be tolerable?
Well, we've already got shitloads of them. Look at the Ares. Look at the singed tachyon cannons on the Banu Defender. And I'm sure you can mention 4 others off the top of your head, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you got the nose guns on the Dubiwatsu.
I hate those. If you want to talk about bespoke guns that I hate them. I can't stand them. It ruins that whole ship.
Yep. Look. Yeah. So yes, they are there. We're just going to have to tolerate them. They will tend to make the ship perform. Theoretically, they should make the ship perform better for its size.
Do you want to do a poll and see how out of touch? Do you want to do a poll and see how out of touch I am? Because I swear I'm out of touch on it. I feel like I'm out of touch on that. You want to do a poll? Do the nose guns ruin the Vanguard for you? Yes or no? Is that the right question?
The answer for me is no.
Okay.
Yeah, but the answer for me is no. We disagree, but that's okay.
But okay, well then I'll ask another question then. Are there other things about the Vanguard that ruin the Vanguard for you? Is it a multi? So what I'm saying? Yeah. So what I'm saying is that because the Vanguard's not as popular as it was, right? So there's almost 3 answers. Yes, the nose guns ruin it for me. No, the Vanguard's just shit. No, I love the Vanguard. They're almost like the 3 answers.
Yeah. Well, what ruined the Vanguard for me was the fact that the Vanguard. You remember when it first came, the first concept art for the Vanguard and the first iterations of the Vanguard. It didn't have wheels. It had tracks.
Yeah. You remember the poll though?
Freaking cool.
It essentially went Aurora, Avenger, Vanguard, and the Vanguard's like quite a large jump back in the day when they did the poll.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
and I don't think it's as popular as it used to be. And I think a lot changed. For change the design language of it, the weapons. I never really minded the nose guns, but I know a lot of people do. And I think part of it is because you can't really change them. But it would be nice if you could, if there were other types of guns that you could swap around and give you choices. But yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do a quick poll. Just give me a second, Algared, before you answer the next question. So I've just gone yes, no. The nose guns are why I don't like it. They're the 3 options, right? I think that keeps it simple because I just want to know if it is the nose guns, right? Or am I completely out of touch? And if you think this is a, there's people telling me a lot that I have really hot takes, right? And sometimes I do. I will freely admit that.
And sometimes,
so maybe what I'm looking at is do I need to calm down about the Vanguard? That's what essentially what I'm doing here, right? And I do. We've done it with other things where I thought I was going to be completely off base, and everyone was agreeing with me. So you never know which way it's going to go.
No. Yeah. Look. So I can't.
Which nose guns, Lemming? It doesn't. Well, the 4 little bespoke ones. Yes, I should have reworded that better, Lemming. You are correct. Yeah. It's the 4 little bespoke. It's the little bespoke size. The ones that go on the nose, not the chin. The nose.
Yeah, the little ones that are built into the nose that you can't really change, but are only like pea shooters. But there's 4 of them, so we also do have to combine the nose and the nose gun ones together. So right now, yes, on YouTube's about 40%, but the other 60% is split between the 2. So I'm still in the no. So it's still in the no camp. And then when you look at the on Twitch. It's even worse. So it drops to 23% yes on Twitch, and so most people are saying no, they don't like the Vanguard on both platforms now. But it's only around about 20% of those people don't like the nose guns. So yes, that's it's not the main factor, but it is a factor. Okay, all right. Okay, so not as hot of a take as I thought it was, but it is still, most people don't like it, and I would like to know why. So Lemming was saying that it's actually the big gun that he doesn't like. But just tell me,
give me a couple of things, like just the main thing you don't like about it in chat, and I'll see if I can just see some pop out, and I'll bring them up and see if there's Guns of Vanguard bluff are based on a weird werewolf. Yeah, well, the turret shit on it, I'll give you that. That's another reason why I don't like it. The little and that goes back to the stuff with the Hurricane Algared. All the guns on the nose, and all the pilot has all the guns, and the pilot even the turret gun, you even pea shooters. It's boring as fuck.
Yeah, I've made I've made this argument to the
many times, yeah.
But the multiplayer ships, if you've got turret gunners on multiplayer ships, they should have the majority of the weaponry, and the pilot should have pea shooters in contrast. Yeah, give the pilot something to shoot at, but you want to give the balance to the pilot.
Okay, so I've just realized the question is a little bit different on Twitch because they have a length problem on Twitch. They obviously don't like the long PPs, because I put the nose guns is why I don't like it on YouTube, and Twitch in their infinite wisdom cut it where I said don't, but now it says the nose guns is why I do, not don't. Cut off the last. So it's just it's that's meant to read the nose guns is why. Look,
so on Twitch, there's 20% who like the nose guns.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again on Twitch so we get accurate data. Hang on. Poll.
Especially since because the way that was coming out, they were the data was completely opposite on each one. I hate the nose guns. There you go.
Don't like nose guns. I've changed it to that. Yes.
Okay.
No. And the original question was, do you like the Vanguard? Do you like the Vanguard? But still, the other two. Right.
Yep.
Again, I just wish they would standardize these things a little bit. Like, there's some really cool features on Twitch that I absolutely love, and I want them on YouTube. And then there's things like, why do you shorten all the questions to be stupid? Like, I can type 5 words and that's it. Yes, Twitch does have a length problem. You heard it here first. Yeah.
So,
okay, Jag says he just doesn't like the interior. Destroy saying he loves bespoke weapons. So again, there's different things that speak to different people. But I think the other thing you would say, Algared, no matter whether you like or hate the Vanguard or whatever you want to call it, like or dislike, no ship is made for everyone. Space has said this many times.
No, that's right. Look, it's a thing that but Space Tomato said a while ago, but it's true.
Yeah.
There's got to be things in the game that you like and things you hate.
Yeah.
For the game to have that broad appeal. And just face it, the Vanguard for you is that thing you hate.
It's just
you want to like it, but it's just
put normal guns on it. It fixes all the problems I kind of have with it. And I do sit there and see why they wanted it like that. But then why can't you just integrate normal guns inside a shell that fits inside the nose? Just do that, And you don't. If you're not going to see them, all you need is the nozzles. You don't need you can say they're hidden inside, even though you can't see them.
Even if you were to keep them as bespoke and do, you got 4 size 2s. Okay, let's do a nose gun that's got 2 size 3s. Let's do a nose gun that's got 1 size 4 or 1 size 5. And so you could actually increase your, decrease for guns in the nose, but still have them bespoke, but have, make the nose an option thing, I suppose.
Wow.
Since it's not particularly bespoke, but you know what I mean.
So on Twitch, it's literally 76% of people don't like the nose guns. That's really high. And then when you look at YouTube, it's about 20% don't like the nose guns, but overall the nose have it, and the nose overall have it on Twitch as well. Okay, so Twitch are now my best friends. No, just kidding. Right, we have a winner.
They have a size problem.
We have a winner, Algared.
Okay.
Rage Dog.
Yeah.
Don't know if he's around right now, but Rage Dog, if you're around and listening, make yourself known. I'm sure the mods will or myself will be in contact with you. It does actually. I did actually set it up to send him a message, so it should send a message telling him to get in contact with me straight away. So yeah, congrats, Rage Dog. You got a week. I should have stated that in the message, but you got a week to get out to me. Oh, we have to do this all again. And
we do this again.
I shouldn't have said anything because I probably bloody jinxed it.
You probably have, but that's okay. All right. So Verticus questions, by the way, his 12 pages of questions, or his 12 questions over 4 pages, were not questions for us. He was commenting on the number of questions on the RSI survey.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he said, he laughed out loud and said, no, I meant the RSI survey questions. Okay. Yeah. Raz Zalinto. What do I do if I type, just want to make a witty comment? Well, you put question there and you make a witty comment, Zalinto.
Yeah. But
thank you for making me read that.
Sorry, but Destroy, you've also got to add the other 17% from the nose guns to the nose. So it goes from 39 plus 10 equals 49 plus an additional 8. Can you math? Is 47%. Or sorry, 57%. So there's your discrepancy. So it becomes 57% to 43.
Some of those know people on Twitch double dipping in nose on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure it's going both ways. I have no doubt.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Craptastic says,
confused.
Craptastic's a first-time chatter. He says, "Grats to the winner." Diffidol's a first-time chatter, and they said, "Love the Vanguard, but hate the nose guns." All right, cool. Sorry, just want to get those out of the way. Sorry, Alfred. My bad.
No, socially confused. There must be 20 questions. Dip that.
You're in bad books now, socially confused. I know the look on that face well enough to know that you are in the bad books. Yeah, I'm not talking to him again for a week, Algared says. Yeah.
It's the realization that half the questions that came through were saying, oh, there's lots of questions that aren't being answered or aren't showing.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yep.
Or I did not know to put a question in the word question to be picked up by the bot.
So we're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. Yep. But again, someone's got to test this for Pickle so we can get it working properly. So we will muddy through. But
so we're the guinea pigs. Yeah, we've benefited for years as the group that was using it, and but yeah. So Jay knows.
Yep.
What kind of ships do you think CIG should make instead of the variants we are seeing right now? Also, what kind of ship do you both want to see? So what ships do you think they should be making rather than the variants we're getting now?
It's really hard to say, right? Because you and I can sit here and say things like, make another Gladiator and stuff like that. But we don't know the internal workings. We don't know the priority order. There's so many things that we don't know. So I guarantee you anything me and Algared says is misinformed.
Yeah, look, we could say, give us a survey ship. Give us a ship that does scanning. But we don't know when scanning is actually going to make it. The detailed scanning is making it in game. And so, do you want another ship that doesn't have its gameplay? No.
There is one gameplay they haven't touched though, and I have said this before, and I've heard Paul say this as well, and I know you've said it as well, and that's refueling.
Yep.
There is no. Look, we've got Starfarer. They put that in, a little busted, but wouldn't take much to fix it. But like, take that and put it into a smaller ship.
Yep.
You know.
But that's it.
I'm just trying to think of a ship that it would work on, and I can't really think of one off the top of my head. But let's say you take the Golem, you take off the two things underneath, and basically you take that mining head theme but point it backwards type of thing. Maybe, you know. You know, and all it does is really basic one-to-one refueling. You don't need drones, you know, so you don't need the Vulcan to come in and do that. So like a real low-level one-to-one data. You all right?
Yeah, I just booted my foot on the coffee table that's holding the computer. So
I thought you were going to say you kicked yourself. I was about to say stop kicking yourself.
Everything move.
Yeah, stop kicking yourself. That's what I was. Yeah. So yeah, but again, like you can see how that would work as an Argo ship, and I mean that as in Argo do stuff around the ports and the starports and stuff. So a refueler from Argo would be really cool. Just a really little small starter based, essentially the start of repair or refueling. You could almost do, and I wouldn't do an MPUV. I would do it as a whole standalone thing because the MPU has been done to death. Something that can either do refueling or basic level repair around ports from Argo.
And if you were doing it as an MPUV, the MPUV needs to be separated from its all the little variants. You need the passenger pod to be a module. It needs to be modular, not variant, because it's...
You know they're going to do that. They're just not doing it for cash. You know that. You know that. We've talked about this.
But I'm impatient.
Yes, you are. It's the same thing with the Atlas. That's going to happen with that too. You're going to have 3 variants of the Atlas or whatever it is. It's just that they, again, if they can sell something 3 times to us, they will do so. And we've just got to...
Because it's a funding model.
There's a reason I brought one Atlas and nothing else, you know, because I saw what they were doing. Yeah.
It's we made a rod for our own backs very early on by doing the way we buy ship. They'd put out, you know, they'd show these are the ships you could do. These are the examples of what you'll be able to do with your ship.
Yeah.
And we just bought everything.
That said, Algared.
So we made a rod for our own back. Yep.
If you were to do a ship for onboarding, what would it be? Besides the Gladiator, as we talked about that one.
Yep. No, like I think refueling makes sense. Another refueling ship makes sense. I could see a medium salvage ship.
I think that's a new ship, not an onboarding.
Yep, that's true. That is a medium ship. But since the question did say what new ships would I like to see instead of variants, a medium salvage ship.
Yeah, and you've talked about that a few times, and I agree with you.
Because I found
that consolidated.
I didn't originally think I needed it.
That large consolidated outland ship could be a salvage ship. Or I don't think the medium would be from the look, but the large could be, absolutely.
Yep. And I didn't originally think we need another salvage ship.
Yep. It's not
when I was taking the Vulture out, but I realised, you do need it.
It's so Lemming says incorrectly, but he says Inforunners, we know an RSI starter miner is coming. It's not a miner, it's a salvager. And people in chat correct me from the concepts they did. It was a salvager from RSI starter, not a miner. Unless I'm going batshit crazy and forgetting. But Algared, how did you remember it? As a salvage or a miner?
I thought they said salvage ship.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But again, it's a while, and I'd have to go back and look at that video to see that. But I thought it was a salvage ship.
Actually, that's a couple of people said a mini prospect without an interior. That would work because you could have the 2 big canisters, and it would be a refueler. And then, but the problem with all those ships, they all have arms that come out the front. The arm has to come out the back if you think about how that works. Because you've got to fly up in front and have the other ship come up behind you because you're meant to be doing it in flight. So it's got to come out the back. It just doesn't work any other way. Yeah. Okay. People are saying salvage. So I get your point, Len, but you were off the bat on that one. But yeah, it's a mining salvager.
We all remember things slightly different, and our memories are not perfect.
Socially Confused says a raft refueler.
Yep,
that would be
I was
great.
Thinking that one before.
Would be fantastic.
And it works by going and picking up a fuel pod, and then
not a raft. Like you just take the whole bed thing off the back, as in where the cargo goes, and you just have massive. Almost you could just have logs that are like containers, and then have an arm that comes out the back, and you know how you've got what was going to be for the sky crane that. And then you instantly need 2 people, one to fly, one to shoot the boom arm out to attach to the guy.
Well, if you had it as the tank as being a large cargo pod.
But you're looking at it like a variant though. It's not a variant. It's from the developer's perspective, it's a variant, but it's got to be like an onboarding task.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it as a task, as a ship that is similar to a Star Ferret in the original idea.
Oh, right.
So you had the refineries and you had the pods.
Yeah.
So you could actually drop the pods off or have the pods with different fuel types. So you could, you want hydrogen fuel, yep. You want hydrogen type A, hydrogen type B, you want quantum, so you'd have that. This comes along,
do you
picks
think
up the pod at once.
But that's just too similar to Starfarer. Remember, you got to lose things. So what you'd be losing there from what you've described, though, is you wouldn't be able to take things in and refine them.
You wouldn't be able to take things in and refine them, so you'd be doing fuel and or be.
I'll give you that one. Because
also has the advantage of multiple pods, so it's got
then you can go
fuel types.
Because then you can go down from medium to a ship below that, and that one has fixed tanks that you can't change at all. Yep. You are just done. Yep. So I'll give you that one. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you that one.
So that one would give you the ability. I want to take hydrogen. I want to take quantum fuel, but you'd only be taking the one.
And I think you'd be agreeing with me that the Raft is a fairly good-looking Argo ship.
It's a nice cargo ship.
Yeah. Well, again, if you look at other, because eventually they're going to have to get around to teaching these people the Argo styles. I don't think there's any other Argo ships that aren't done, are there? Or am I mistaken? There's none. There's no concepts, no nothing. So there's
no concepts or stuff that haven't been done yet.
Yeah. So it has to either be a whole new Argo ship, which is on the cards. Let's be honest, or you've still got room for a starter. Because let's be honest, I still call the MPUV a snub. So technically, you've got room for 2 there. You've got the starter and advanced starter. What they would be, I'm not going to sit here and argue, but
and I think your starter ship has to be a ship that can at least not quantum jump, but at least quantum jump. It needs to be able to do that, that fast travel between systems. Doesn't have to go into system, not from here to, it doesn't necessarily have to have a jump drive, but it does need to be a starter ship. Anything without MPUV, Arrow, P5272.
Sorry, Victor just dropped something, and I'm seeing a kit bash in Grimm's future and Trispane's future. So if either of you boys are watching, get on this. SRV already has the back thingy. Yeah, he's not wrong. Yep. Take the back of the SRV and combine it with the Raft in some combination there. Yeah, I'm seeing this thing build itself.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another good ship to do for that. If you're looking for an RSI ship, redo the Connie as a refueler. Massive middle cargo pod. Instead of cargo bay, have a massive fuel tank with a refueling nozzle coming up where the from the P52 port.
I would like to see something more industrial from RSI if they went that way, personally.
Look, if we're doing that, it'd be better to see it come from RSI taking the Orion line, because I'm pretty certain the Orion is, and I'm assuming you are almost going to go down this line yourself. The Orion is the industrial look of RSI. It's their capital ship though, and then you look at RSI and everything else does not fit that industrial line. So RSI are going to need to build out that industrial look for themselves as well. So maybe
when they get round to redoing the Connie, maybe it'll come out with a different look, and then I'd look at it with a different light. So Suburticus is saying refuelers also need regular cargo grid or ability to make fuel. That's kind of what Algared was arguing for. He was kind of arguing that you could also put pods on it, like you can put pods on the Starfarer, and that's where I conceded, because I realized you could then make a ship underneath that is just the tanks. So the starter ships, like look at the Golem, bare bones, does what it needs to do, no frills, no nothing. So if you were doing a refueler, it would just be tanks attached to an engine and a cockpit. Right, and then you go up to like where the Raft one was, and Algared was correct, because that would then be medium and be between the Starfarer, which is large, and that. He's not wrong. I concede the point. He is correct, if that's what you want to hear. But what you're saying, no, the ones right at the start, maybe 2 SCU or something like that. But again, look at the Golem. It had internal storage, but it had no SCU. So again, you don't need it.
Mm.
It's bare bones. What is that ship doing? It is going out and refueling one ship and coming back. That's all it's doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's the type of thing you would,
So what's the
you'd probably go out with it and one other ship that's the basic starter. So you take two little starter ships out, one that's essentially hand pair retooling, and the other that's topping up with fuel. And then we'll probably get another one, like essentially take the Vulcan and split it in three: repair, refuel, rearm. They would be the three. But am I wrong in that, Algared? We always talked about it, how it can only do one at a time. But what would be a step below that, splitting it into three? Yeah.
Yep. One ship that can do either or. Yeah.
Yeah. Each one that does each task. So that would be the three starters that fall under the Vulcan. By its very definition, you know, something that does, even if it was just one drone, but the only drone it can take is a bespoke repair drone. You know,
yeah. Or bespoke, yeah, or bespoke refuel, or the fact that the way it's configured, it can only do the one job. So yeah. But yeah, I think that would be ideal. But
yeah, okay.
So what ship? Now I know I've already talked about a ship I'd like to see, which was a medium repair because medium salvage. Sorry. What would you like to see? What ship would you like to see?
I am really interested to see where the Consolidated Outland ships go. I know someone brought this up before. And I love to speculate, but I can't get away from the whole fact that Pioneer is going to have to deliver, like it builds a vehicle. It's not just going to be building vehicles for itself. It's going to be building vehicles that it potentially sells. It's going to be building ships that potentially sells. So how do you get those vehicles from where you are on that planet to somewhere else? Consolidated Outland doesn't have anything like that. And the way, if I go back to this image, right, I cannot get away. Where the hell did I put that image? Here it is. I can't get away from how deep and low to the ground this thing goes. Right?
Yep.
It looks like to me it's designed to carry vehicles because of how low to the ground it goes. Right? Now, I think you would also concede that more than likely, based on the other medium ships all having like 3 variants, let's look at the Spirit, C1, A1, and E1. Let's look at the Freelancer, Misk, Freelancer, Max, Cutlass Black, Red, Blue. You get my point, right? There's probably going to be multiple variants. We'll probably get a cargo variant, a vehicle transport variant, and hell knows what the last one's going to be. But that's where my brain goes. Would you kind of? I guess I'm trying to ask you what your thoughts are on what I've just said.
Yeah, look, no problem in thinking about the variants because it just seems to be par for the course. Yeah. In terms of it being low to the ground and being for vehicle transport, absolutely. Because one of the problems you get with a lot of ships is the steep, how steep the angle of the ramp is, and the higher it is off the ground, the longer it has to be. Otherwise, you get this massive angular ramp. It's why Hydra's ramp is so long.
Again, this could be a refueler. You just don't know, like, because again, it could just be a big square box that's full of petroleum. So who knows? But I just can't get away from the depth. The depth is really strange, and it just goes so deep. I just can't get away from it. The
fact that it does seem to look like it sits so low to the ground does really bode well for any ramp. And if it's got a ramp, that means you don't have a massive angle. Means getting vehicles in and out is a lot easier.
Yeah. Now Thomas says this, and he's not the only person that says this, but he says it does look like Thunderbird too. Yeah, absolutely. I think that whole bottom section could rotate out, and that's what makes the 3 variants. It literally could be the first. Do you know what I reckon they should do? They should actually make this the first modular medium. So it's one ship and it just swaps the boxes on the bottom. Literally make it the Thunderbird, like Tomo. I know John Citizen said that. Too. Multiple other people have said that. And you just it's the first modular medium.
And well, if you're paying homage to the movies you grew up on, now, Chris is, my age.
Yep.
He grew up watching Star Wars and wanting to, you know, get out there in the fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Probably means he grew up watching Thunderbirds as well. So doing a tip of the hat to the old sci-fi shows that probably hooked us all into sci-fi, it is not a bad thing.
Now,
So,
you're the law guy, Algared. Who would they steal the tech off to make that work?
Because
I know they stole the carry-all block. The Mustang stole the carry-all block off the Aurora, but would they steal this off Argo with the grid, like off the raft or something like that?
Yep. They could steal it from the Argo from the MPUV because they've got a proprietary link that they use.
Yep. Okay.
They could steal it from the Vanguard because they had their buck system.
Yeah.
So their module center section.
Yeah.
There'd be the two that come to mind, but I'd have to go and do some research, and so many ships to look at these days.
Yeah. The other thing I can't get away from is obviously base building. Could there be one like this that does drones? Like this, these are all the questions, because I always look at what's coming, and base building is such a big thing. There are a lot of other improvements coming, right? But you'll clearly agree, things like scanning, bounty hunting, and those other things we heard about at the end of last year have taken a back seat. They're coming, but they've taken a back seat to base building because everything base building is essentially a massive part of what this game is going forward. And so I would expect one of those ones from last year or now to possibly be in this or base building. I don't see this doing scanning, and I don't see it doing bounty hunting. What was the other one? Medical? The Apollo? That's already kind of gone. You see what I mean? Like, so it only really lives base building in there. But again, 2 base builders from the Pioneer, maybe not. I don't, for the same manufacturer rather, but you get my point.
Yep.
Yeah, so I go more along the generic line of the transport of a single large vehicle like the Max, but maybe a little smaller because it doesn't need to be as long as the Max. The Max has some extra space as well. And basically just basic cargo. I can't pick the third variant. Does there even need to be one?
If they did a bomber variant, and I'd say they steal from the Spirit.
Doesn't look like a bomber.
The cargo, you got a cargo variant, a bomber variant, a luxury variant. This you'd have a cargo variant, a bomber variant, and whatever variant.
Yeah,
but
we'll have to wait and see.
So
yeah, it does remind people of Thunderbirds. It also reminds me of some of the there's a ship in Star Wars that's a little bit like that, where it's flat and wide. So I'm curious to see where it goes. Again, there's definitely got a, not definitely, but highly likely there's a large as well. It just makes a lot of sense to get to where the Pioneer is, and they're probably working out all 3 at the same time. That's why there's a photo of this, and then they've just left the large as a secret. And I would not be surprised, you tell me this, Algared, come AIE or CitizenCon, that there is not a concept sale for whatever that large is. They release this and then concept sale for whatever that is.
Yep, I would fully expect that to be the case, because it's funding as well. It keeps the wheels turning, it keeps the lights on. But so Verticus has a question. An actual question, not a comment about RSI's quizzes. Is CIG doing a long RSI production run? Any concerns? And second question, any concerns they are avoiding a Constellation rework?
No, I think it's a priority. I think they'll come back and do that eventually. Vetivka says base building equals Galaxy. I think that falls under the same thing we're just talking about, priority order. The only thing that's a priority left on the Galaxy is refining, which is why the Galaxy was dropped back, and they've already made the build because it was also a smaller ship. Now you look at that's there and you got base building. The only thing left is the refinery. Why would I build a Galaxy when I can build a room that does refining? And then all of a sudden,
why would I build a modular ship that uses medical when I can build a ship by itself that does refining?
Exactly.
And why build a ship that does it that when I can just build the room?
So yeah, exactly. So you can see the priority order. You've 100% what I was going to say. So you've taken the words right out of my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And then even smaller, you could do a vehicle if you wanted to.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So when you look at it, the galaxy sadly has really dropped back on the priority order. There is just no need for it like there was before. I saw the need. Let's make a ship that helps us make modules. Let's make a ship that helps us make like refining, medical, and all that. And they probably were going to do it before the Apollo, but then they realized they had the modular rooms in the Apollo, plus they got medical, and they don't need refining right now. Oh, by the way, we can put refinery in a room. Oh shit, Galaxy just drops straight off the table.
Yep. And now the upside of that is when they do come around to doing the Galaxy, it'll be awesome. It'll be the latest in the tech they're doing. It'll be updated, and it'll be. That's never a bad thing. It's just a frustrating thing.
Socially confused. You sound like a simp. Don't say that. He said, "Yeah, build a Galaxy because it's sexy." No. And I said he sounds like a simp because a beautiful woman say something, he'll just do it. Oh, you're sexy. I'll just do it. Anyway, right. Next question, please, Algared.
My thoughts on the Connie is that they have been doing small updates. Like the Connie does have its fuses in, so it's got a fuse at the front and a fuse in the engineering section. It's got 2 fuses. It does have its its components already worked in. So it is set up already, I think, for engineering. I think the one thing it's missing is its engineering terminal. But it's pretty much set up for engineering and that gameplay. So does it need a rework? Yeah, I'd love to get a rework, but does it need it? And I think the answer is no, because so much of what the gameplay is coming, it's actually set up for.
Yeah.
So
someone said the Galaxy's got cargo, but that's nothing new. It doesn't add anything to the game. You got to think about that they're always trying to make something that pushes the game forward, right? And at the time, it had modularity and refining. They can now get that elsewhere. I think it's so clear why the Galaxy dropped off. It was meant to be coming before the Perseus. We were meant to be getting that at AIE, and we're now getting the Perseus.
Yeah, and I think like it's not that we don't want the Galaxy. It's not that they don't want the Galaxy. It's the priority order. What is needed to move the game forward? What is needed for us to test? What ship can we use to actually test these functions? If you look at the history of CIG, you see it all the time. You know, Arena Commander was originally the test bed for the game, for testing everything. That's how they were originally going to do everything. Then they realized we can just put the game live and test everything live. You don't need, and then that resulted in Arena Commander seeing it in the doldrums for ages.
Is that Siri going off at this again?
That was Siri going off at me for some stupid reason.
On my OCD, can you center yourself in the camera, please? I feel like you've.
I was trying to do that. That actually means shifting the whole.
Other way.
Nope.
Other way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you.
It was actually meaning shifting the whole table.
You know,
I was actually trying to do that bits and pieces, but it was.
I was watching this.
It was getting my OCD going.
Watching this big streamer yesterday. I won't say who it is because people have biases and stuff. But I was watching this really big streamer the other day, and down in the bottom right hand corner it says "Activate Windows," and it's just driving me shit. Like, why you have all the money of God and you don't even have a legitimate copy of Windows? Anyway, right.
I was doing a professional development video, big professional company doing this video. They had a green screen. And I spent the whole time stuck on this green screen because the green screen was just a cloth that was hung up and the top corner had dropped. And they had this little corner that showed the background. It ruined the whole whole setup.
That's why I try to get my mic back out of shot, or I turn the camera slightly because it's all production quality.
Well, it's why I got the green cover for the mic, so the mic could be closer but still be off screen.
Yeah.
So we're a bit pedantic like that. We prefer to avoid things being on camera. Like we try to keep our phones off camera. No green screen sets. You can see it. Oh, hang on. I think you can see my background.
It is your
There's
background.
a little bit of my background. A little bit of a old man Hurston bar. But yeah. But usually try to keep those things off, you know. So
all right.
Just going to find my questions again. Okay, we've got a Twitch question.
Yes, please.
From 90s.
Yep.
What defines a ship class? Now, the easy answer is whatever CIG decide to make it.
Yeah, basically, because for the metrics that they've spelled out to us, you know, they've never really clearly defined it. We've always done it by pad size, so S1 through to S6. They just seem to make it up as they go along. Like the first Corvette that ever came out.
Was the Ironclad.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting to. I'm just going the other way. So the first Corvette was the Polaris, right? Which technically falls under an S5 ship. Then when we were talking to John Curran, he basically said to us the Ironclad is a Corvette, but I'm like, but that's a size 4. It's a whole size class down. How can it? You cannot have like you're the military guy. You explain it, Algared. How they have ship classes, and it's based on their size.
Yeah, it's based on the size of the ship. So you know, a sloop was a small little one-masted ship or two-masted ship, and you went up to frigates. They were fast but couldn't stand in a line. Then you had a line, which is where you get a lot of that class from the age of sail. You know, so we've kind of got a similar thing. What we've got our capital ships with ships that we'd see as sit in the battle line, and then we've got our frigates that are supposedly fast and nimble. But you look at CIG, and CIG has frigates in the battle line. In the major battles, we've got our javelins and other stuff. We've got our hammerheads and being in the battle line as well. The idea of frigates in battle lines would have been there to have been skirting around the edges, looking for the loose ships and that. But so it basically what CIG decide to call them is what it is. Probably the only classification we've got is starter ships or snub ships do not have a jump drive. So snub ships, parasite ships don't have a jump drive. P-52, P-72, Argo, I think the only ones that come to mind. M8, 85X was originally going to be a snub ship. It got upgraded. I think the Pisces was originally going to be. It got upgraded. Then you've got so we've got our starter ships and snub ships and starter ships. Starter ships basically being bare bones, basic, give you the gameplay. Then we've got everything else, and then we've got capital ships. And capital ships have capital components. That, you know, if you're looking at the broad sweep, that's it. But how CIG define their ships is up to CIG.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's probably more.
I've just been doing stuff in the background, so Algared was filling in. So someone has a question here in Twitch that I want to try and answer. I've tried to do this before. I've had so many people arguing with about it, but I'm going to break it down in the simplest way I can. And I'm going to do that. Shit, it's not working. Crap. I was going to try and do it in Paint, but it does not want to capture it, which sucks. So I don't know how to do it in Paint. God damn it. Yeah. Why won't it capture Paint? Does it have to be on the same screen? Is that what it is? Nope. It'll catch the mouse pointer, but it won't catch Paint. Right, okay, cool, great. Well, that sucks. Yep. So we'll just scrap that idea. I don't know how to do it because I can't do it in Photoshop either. Photoshop does the same thing. But basically, I'll try and explain it, right? Right now, we essentially, I'm going to do it in a really shitty way, right? I've got 2 rectangles here, but you got to pretend they're squares. This is my passport. This is my phone, right? The boxes are essentially stacking like this, right? All you're doing is instead of using squares, is you're using triangles, right? So triangles have a flat bottom, and then they have 2 points that go up like that. So essentially, if you think of them like a cartoon version of shark teeth that you essentially stack together in pyramids, you can then take that same row and duplicate it and then flip it, and it'll actually go inside the teeth of the other teeth. And miraculously, you're back to a rectangle. And then they just stack again. So it's that there are a set of boxes that will stack. It's just that, and then all you're doing is the second, instead of the snapping point being two squares that snap like that, is that they're on an angle, and the first triangle just snaps to the other triangle like that. That's it. It's not that hard. All you're doing is redoing the orientation point. And if you know how things work, as in with entities and that within games, you can just change their connection and orientation point. That's all it is. It's not that hard to do. I'm sure there's a little bit more to it than that as well, but I'm trying to give you the simple version. I know Algared gets it because we've talked about it heaps, but
Yep, it's anyway. Full Nation. Oh, sorry, Full Nelson has a question. Are there any paints for the 85X? Which is interesting because I was just talking about the 85X as being an upgraded stuff.
I'll look at that. I'll look at that really quick. The original question was it was from Mr. Boom first, who says, how do you think they will deal with the Raelian's cargo pods? He says he doesn't think they'll be spoken to me. I just realized I did that without asking the question. I was an idiot.
You did do that without asking the question.
So
thank you for sharing that.
Completely out of context, so my apologies, but I was trying to do the paint thing and it threw me. Shop, pledge store, and then I can also check the wiki, Star Citizen.
For the 85X.
Am I showing this? No, I'm not. All right, let's just share it. So let's go to the wiki, pledge store, paints, back to this, and what was it? 85X?
85X.
85X, and we go back here and go 80.
Like, I gotta be honest, I never really pay attention to the paint.
No, that's more my domain than yours. 85.
That's more your domain. Although I am looking at the new missions with the paints. That is appealing.
Shit, he's right. There is no paints. Crap.
Yep.
But I think you would agree, I'd still put the Gladiator above this. And guess what? They don't give us the damn PTV skin. This is what's getting it. As in next year, this is what I'm going to be pushing. Because it'll have the same effect as the PTV and the MPUV.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for calling that out. Who was that? Who was the question? Who asked that question? Hagrid?
That was Full Nelson.
Full Nelson. I'm going to send that
Full Nelson.
Paul right now.
Are there any paints for the 85X? Dub Cody, your question is probably somewhere in the pile. Question about what happened to your question.
Or the bot is just...
Or the bot swallowed it.
Yeah.
Given that that's your comment and I can't see anything else, it may have... So I'm sorry. If you're still here, ask your question again and hopefully the bot will grab it.
What does he say?
Citizen Ninja. While you're sending that message to Paul, how many different salvage and mining ships do you think there ought to be in each size category to give sufficient variety to play?
Someone sent me the sneak peek, which was the thing I had up earlier, and they said, look at the right corner of the cloud. Look at the right corner of the cloud. All right, well, apparently there's something in this image, so you can look with me. He's talking about the one I had up with the meteor. Look at the right corner of the cloud.
Right corner of a cloud.
Is he talking up here? Is he talking up here?
The right corner of a cloud.
I don't see shit.
And I can't see.
Does he think
tiddly squat?
Does he think there's a ship hidden in there or something?
Possibly.
I don't want to call out this person, but yeah, the person that sent me the sneak peek. What are you seeing that I don't see, mate? I don't. Am I blind? Is there something, chat? Is there something that me and Algared are obviously missing here that we can't see? And I lost Algared. I got his voice, but I lost his video.
The camera's restarting.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, I don't see anything. Did you see anything?
I don't see anything there.
This is like you know, the kids that they see a bunny rabbit in the clouds. This is what makes me feel like. It feels like I'm chasing one of those like a ghost or something. I don't get it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. It's a satanic sign in the clouds. I think he's trying to say that there might be a ship or something in that top right corner under the cloud. I think it's just circumstantial. I don't see anything. I see a cloud. Yeah, I can see what he's kind of saying. I can see that there might be a kind of ship there, but yeah, I don't see it. I'm literally gonna say that I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah,
I see a black smudge.
Yeah.
What I do like is the meteor actually entering.
You still there? You just broke up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to disconnect the idea.
All good. All right.
Okay, you'll have to boot the ID link because I know there it is. Is it still there?
You might just have to restart it on your end.
I may have to restart it. The camera seems to have died.
So it says, Mostrover says the closest to details is something under the rightness cell. So like, what? Under the rightness. So, hang on. That's the rightness cell. All right, I'm gonna zoom in. I don't think I can zoom in any. Oh, I can go a little bit more.
Okay.
Here.
Hopefully.
Oh, like here? Like, that could be anything. Yeah, guys, I think your classmate at sure see the boys. Yeah, it could also just be a flame or a spark because it's entering atmosphere. That's the left cell. Well, so you're saying ship right cell. Okay, fine. Benefit of doubt. I still think I'm going fucking chasing a rabbit.
A reflection of light on the clouds.
I don't see shit near the rightness cell.
I see something on near the left. The cell.
I do not want what Monster Avery is smoking. It is bad. It is bad for your health.
Well, if you're looking at the screen, whereas that is the rightness cell of a ship.
Yeah, it is technically.
But when you're looking at the picture, the rightness cell would be the other one.
Yeah, well, I think he means ship right. So I get his thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, yeah, I'm up there with Hellspire. It's a smudge. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a smudge.
Yeah.
And that little light flash near the left.
Yeah, there's that one there, and there's that one there, but there's no ships there. It's just effects.
I think it's just effects.
This is a marketing screenshot through and through. There's
It just looks pretty. It's a pretty screenshot.
Mm-hmm. That said,
if it is, it's just a ship.
I wonder how if this well, I know the Mantis fits in the back of the Polaris, so maybe this might be a good combo with the Polaris. I'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, well, heavy fighter for the Polaris. So Citizen Ninja's question, which we got derailed by, or derailed on. How many different salvage and mining ships do you think there ought to be in each size category to give sufficient variety of 2 players?
Whatever the game balances out at, but you realistically, you want one in every size before you go back start doing duplicates. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you're looking at the different types, I think not only will we get the one in different size category, one of the things we've often speculated is we'll get one in a low tech, medium tech, high tech.
Yep. That
and
too.
so you have that variation as well. And I think that's
you kind of
what we'll
already see that at the moment with the prospect, the Fortune versus the Vulture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that.
And so, and I think that's where you'll get your different variants. So I think there will be 3 variants in each size, which will give you your choice. Do I want bare bones? Do I want average? Do I want,
You'd agree, Algared, that's probably going to stand out more with shop ships than anything else. initially anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I think so. Ditch that one. Ultra Squall 22. Do you think they are going to update medical gameplay with the release of the Apollo, which seems to be coming soon?
No, I think it's going to be basically what we've already got, because we've got tier 1 beds, tier 2 beds, tier 3 beds. It's just what that ship is now doing besides medical is essentially modularization, being able to swap the rooms around.
Yeah. And even though the Apollo is supposed to have the drone, the Shepherd drone, we may not even get the drone with the release of it, because it doesn't change the gameplay for that ship.
But
you can still do all the medical aspects with it and test your modularity. But chucking the drone then just will increase that.
But there's no reason it can't come with the drone either, because we've talked about that. It's needed for base building. The A to B drone they talked about on the build. Exactly the same thing as what that is. Instead of going to a building and dropping the shit off, you are just picking up the person and bringing it back. It's essentially the opposite.
You're just picking up the thing. And because it's
the thing, right? Okay. So Algared calls people things or red shit. The body. It's just the body. Oh, sorry, I'm getting you shit.
All right. I've got to disappear because I've got to get a cord before I run out of juice.
Oh, okay. Your
headphones. On the computer.
Oh shit!
No, the computer.
all right.
So I'll be back.
All right, see you in a second. All right, I'll do the next question then while you're gone. Could onboarding? This is from Venificus, who says, could onboarding tasks include redesigning, or would it actually be harder than building a new ship? I think, like, if you look at what they've done, essentially that's what they're doing. They're getting someone to take a known ship and kind of modify it and change it, but keep it similar. That's why they've done it that way. So look at the Meh-Etor. That's a perfect example. It's an upgraded, it still keeps the design cues. It allows the person to learn the style, make some small modifications so they don't have to make an entire ship, and they can do it alone. So then they can quickly go on to another ship that's from RSI. For example, they could now be working on the Polaris or the Perseus or whatever ship they're working on, essentially bring them up to speed. And they can, if you look at the ones they did for Aegis last year with the Saber Raven, it was so they could get those people starting to work on ships. And if you think about it, we haven't really seen, I don't want to put my mouth in it when I say it here, but I don't think we've seen one where they've done as many variants. Am I wrong in that, Algared? I think I'm right, yeah. We had the Peregrine, we had the Firebird, but all the others were more one-off. So like the Meh-Etor, I don't think, was there another one that did, oh, the F7, the F7s was one. They did multiples there. And again, it was an update. See what I mean? See how they were like Mark 1s, but they were updated to the new one.
And the other thing in terms of onboarding tasks...
Your camera's dead, by the way. It's frozen.
Yeah, I just noticed the camera seems to have froze again. The other thing with the onboarding tasks is one of the things that I was told at... Camera failed to load. Of course it did. At the Bus Citizen... we were doing at
Prisoner and Admiral Kansanagi, go get in a voice chat. I'm telling you now, you guys are arguing in voice in text, and that's what's causing the problem. Go get in a voice chat. I know you don't want to, but do it. I guarantee you'll come to an agreement very fucking quickly. I'm telling you. I've seen this before. You guys are going to end up hating each other. Don't hate each other.
It's easier to do on voice because you'll actually hear the intonation.
Yeah, you'll hear the tones.
If you do hate each other afterwards, doesn't matter.
Yeah. If you hate each other afterwards, then there was nothing I could do to fix that. But if you keep talking in text like you're doing right now, you're going to be down each other, and it's quickly escalating. Look, I've got a whole page of text from just you two. Please, from Algared and mine's benefit.
Please.
Go jump in a voice chat on Inforunners or whatever Discord you want, or call each other. I guarantee you it'll fuck off very quickly. And I force mods to do this, and I can't force you to, but I recommend you do. I highly recommend it. You'll grow as people. I guarantee you that.
It makes it easy to avoid the miscommunication of text. And look, you might. I can see the text scrolling, but I can't actually read it.
But you can see, look, they've taken over the entire screen.
Oh yeah.
The only other person there is Sandgroper, who's commenting about you. Everyone else is just them two. And then someone else saying they're both wrong. Right.
And I'm going to say, the camera actually re-shrunk itself, so did everything reset.
Yeah, it did. They got the nose hair there for a second, like it went right in, but
yeah. But look, if you guys don't settle it, then I'll go into YouTube and I'll settle it by banning you.
Well, they're on.
So there you go.
They're on Twitch, but no, look.
Well, I'll go into Twitch and do it. So I'll say Daft did it.
They're being civil, but I saw it escalating, and like when it's like walls of text from both of them, I knew it was escalating. So yeah, just trying to cut that off at the pass because we are citizens here and we should be all getting along. And by the way, Algared, I will tell you freely, you can totally disagree but be friends. But for some reason, in text, and it even happens between me and Algared will get heated and we're like, shit, get in voice. Because as soon as you get in voice, you'll realize there's something that you were missing.
Look, I think it happened with the other week on stream.
Yeah.
We did get heated on stream.
Yeah.
I hate it when we do that.
Yeah.
But for us, it was like, done. It was like, yeah, it's done. And we're almost back to normal within 10 seconds.
Straight after the stream, I just went, I missed this part. I didn't see what you're trying to say. But the other part of it was you kept trying to explain it in exactly the same way. And that, so it was mostly my fault. But there was things that you could have done differently as well. But, it was mostly my fault. Yeah.
But even after that, like even before the stream had ended, it was water under the bridge.
Yeah. We don't tend to hold on to things like that. We're kind of very, it's out and it's done type of thing.
Yeah, we wear it on our sleeves, and that's why we're passionate, and we get frustrated at each other.
I'm going to slap you, Datsun. He's going, please fight again.
So he's the evil child who likes to
Yeah. He's the ginger, wicked ginger. He's got PTSD.
He's sitting there stirring the pot.
Yeah.
That's an insult.
Yeah.
You're a muck man.
Yeah. You're a muck man.
Okay, so
right.
So the thing that I remember seeing about the onboarding task, I said this already because I got distracted with battery and other stuff, was that when I was talking to the devs at the Bus Citizen, they were saying things like, "Oh, my onboarding task was the throttle stick of the Gladius." Or my onboarding task was this bit of doing the MPVU. My onboarding was, and some of them couldn't talk about their onboarding task. But I'd say if you can, and they were the types of things I got. So the onboarding task is different for each dev.
Well, it also
depends. I think
that guy that did there would have been people that done props and stuff because they're on the prop team, they're not on the ship team. So
so it depends on what department they're in, and also I think it depends on what experience they've got. So and also the need that Star Citizen have at the time. So there's several criteria as to what could be someone's onboarding task, and
I think my mother
doesn't mean they only do one.
I think my mother might be here. The vacuum cleaner is on. That's a massive no-no. So I think my mother might be home.
On the bright side, we can't hear it.
She was on a cruise around Africa, so she's the only one that had them.
So she's come back and she's decided that the house needs a clean.
Yeah. So I'm in trouble in 30 minutes when we finish. I'm going to get, I had a great time. All that shit,
So Execute wants the stream to go longer. That's what we're hearing. So we need more questions because I can see I've got maybe 4 or 5.
Or we can just end early and I can go talk to Mum. Whatever. I'm easy.
All right. So you right. So you're not saying you want to continue to avoid trouble.
No. Whatever happens. We've got 3 or 4 questions there left. But yeah.
Yep. So onboarding tasks I think depend on several things. One, the skills that the person's got already, which would have been seen through their application. 2, the needs that CIG have. And the third thing is you may have multiple, they may give you several tasks to onboard you to build up your skill or more ability. So you might do a throttle stick, you might do another, you might do so there's several things. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, you might be specializing on ship interiors instead of exteriors. There's just so many things there.
And then, as you said, depends on what team you're working on as well. So that will depend on the task you get. So there's a whole slab of criteria that need to be looked at in answering that question. The prisoner says, but how much of the pain is it to do modules? It's a lot of a pain. Because when you do the module, you're, in a sense, you've built a different, It's a question. I think the pain for CIG is if I do modules and I sell the modules, I get less than I would if I sell the ship. But I think CIG, part of that is CIG not really getting the idea of, but I'll sell a bulk of modules as opposed to, say, 50 or 60. I'll sell a lot more modules than I would ships, is my thought.
Yep.
Your thoughts? How much of a pain is it to do modules?
When we talked to John and Ben, they didn't have a system to do it. So clearly, they've decided to work on that. They've decided that.
I suppose it's a type of problem they had with, not the same, but a similar type of problem they had with the sea, the whole sea, and the expanding area. And then I worked out, that's actually the same thing we're using on docking. And then I realized, that's actually that actually solved our problem for P52. And all of that came about because I think from that, then they worked out, the P52, the docking, that actually gives us refueling because refueling is just docking.
Yeah.
And so once they solved that one thing for ship docking to stations, it actually solved a whole slew of smaller problems that had been holding things up. And I imagine it's going to be the same with modularity and stuff. But the other thing you'll remember they also talked about is they want modules variants and bespoke ships. They want all three of those in game. But a variant will never be as good as a bespoke ship at a job. And a module will be even less because the module can do multiple.
Yeah. So
you increase in your ability to do stuff. Module gives you the ability to do multiple things, but you'll never be as good as, say, the variant. And the variant will never be as good as the bespoke ship. So.
So Cody Fox says, question, Jared said during SCL that CIG won't be putting every single ship into shops going forward because they want people to have to get ships in other ways than just plopping them down a bag of cash in the dealership. I agree with them. I'm wondering what your take is. Also, how do you design the game if you don't know what it's like for people to earn ships in the game? You need to know that information. You need to know how long they're prepared to grind to get them. You need that data.
Yep, and I think it also helps in terms of solving the problem or perception that they're continually asking backers to give them more money.
Yep.
So it flows down part of that approach that CIG always intended. They'd always have the starter ships there, but what else would they have?
Look, my answer always comes back to how it used to be. Everything was really open. You could swap and change anything to what you wanted it to be. And ever since they started locking things down, the expenditure of the individual person went down. Yes, more people have come in, so the money's gone up and up. But if you look at it like this, so think about what Cody just said. They drop in the new TV remote control ship, whatever. I don't know. Let's make one up, right?
Yeah.
And basically, if you had the option to buy it or earn it in game, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
Because then if you're time poor, you can just buy the ship. So I expect to see both options, by the way. The ability to buy on a website, and that's the only way you can get the ship. Ability to earn a ship, and that's the only way you can get it. And then somewhere where it's both. I'd like to see all of those methods tested and see what happens.
Yeah. And I think down the line, like Chris always wanted that option where you could either buy the ship in game, or do stuff in game. But if you're time poor, you could actually buy the ship. Now they also did talk about one of the things Chris did look at doing to balance it out was making it possible for you to buy the UEC. But the UEC per dollar is insanely. The UEC, if it was on the market, is actually better than the Australian dollar in value.
Yeah,
it's better than the Indonesian rupiah because it's basically a 1-to-1 with the US dollar.
Yeah,
it's an insanely high cost. So yeah. So there's other things that need to be sorted out if they do that. But they did look at doing the UECs to help people who were time poor have the UEC so they could buy stuff in game. So yeah, or earn it in game. Mr. Boom, sorry. First question. How do you think they will deal with the Raylan's cargo pods? You dealt with that one. I will skip that one because you actually answered that one. That was the triangular grid question with the cargo pods. Zorgul, since the Comet is a remake of the Mantis, do you think all ships should have remake for different roles variants, or ships should be maintain only one purpose?
It's
so do you want side grades of ships?
It's CIG's choice to do what they're doing, right? But I preferred them when they were more bespoke, when they were more unique, and going into variants. The thing is, though, they're not calling them variants; they're calling them standalone. Like what they did the Asgard and the Valkyrie. But we all know we're not fucking idiots. They are variants.
Yeah.
But to them, from their side, so you can't have a thing for yourselves and a thing for, well, you can, but it's very unjust. We can tell that they're a variant, but they're not labeled as variants. They might share similar parts and components and stuff like that, but it would be nice if they actually had an advantage of being a variant.
Yeah, the only if they're standalone, the only advantage is that they're going to be better at their job than if they were a variant. And the other thing is, I suppose, variants, I should theoretically be able to update a variant to another ship in-game. So I should be able to take my Aurora MR and upgrade it to an LN by taking it to Cousin Crows or something like that, or the RSI head office in Los Angeles or New York. So yeah. Next question from Zorgul is, since a Comet is a remake, same question. Same question again. Clearly we weren't answering the question. He was worried, or he was making sure the bot was working.
Yeah. I think that's it then, isn't it? We're out of questions.
Then we've got, and that was the last question.
Yeah. So I think we'll be calling it early today. We're 20 minutes early. That's fine. I will jump on Twitch and see if I can find someone to raid. The show this week, Algared, will be on the referral program, is the one I've got queued up. And we go through.
That's one we figured needed to go early as well.
Yeah. And we just go through how we would fix it and change it and stuff like that. And it's not all bad. Not all bad.
No, it was basically a can we fix it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than a bitching session. Because there is a lot of good stuff in there. There's just some stuff that, based on the way CIG had already had the system, would have been better, I think, in retrospect, to keep going, to keep where they were. So.
The hell? Why is it really strange?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. We're going to be rating a gentleman by the name of Lens Nation. I've talked with him a few times before. He always likes to remind me that he has the same headphones as me. So These are a pretty rare pair of headphones, so he likes to give me.
Is it because he likes your headphones or because he likes red?
Well, I think he likes them, but they are fairly red. So we're going to be rating him. Just remember, Twitch, we're going to be watching you. Ask him why he likes the headphones so much. Is it because they're the same as mine, or he just likes the color red, as Algared said? So yeah, Algared will be back next week as well, won't you, Algared? How many? Have we got one more stream to do, or 2 more streams?
One more stream while I'm away. That's right.
Yep. And then he'll be back home again. So yeah, I hope you have a good time over there,
right.
man. Don't get out. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, Algared. So that's a very small list.
But hopefully, or maybe, because the stream next week. Oh no, it's. But I was going to say, hopefully next week the stream will be. I'll have a footage of the bus citizen, but I won't. Because the stream will be in the morning and the bus citizen is in the afternoon. So
yeah, so a reminder, Algared's doing a bus citizen Jakarta. Reach out to him if you want to get details. Also, there's still tickets available for Quantum Vegas tomorrow. The 2 people that won the ships today, I'll be in contact with you sometime in the next 24 hours. I do need to unwind straight after these streams because they're quite draining. But I will be in contact.
They are very exhausting. Yeah. I got to admit, our stream
mentally taxing. So yeah,
answering the questions, trying to remember the information, interacting on the fly with each other.
I got to cut you off, Algared, because we're about to raid off 3, 2, 1. See you, Twitch,
bye, guys.
YouTube, bye. Oh, they're gone. They didn't get to finish. Right, they're raiding him now. All right, I'm going to turn the volume up, and we'll have a listen.
So we can hear them.
This is by doing this when YouTube is trying to do this. Like, it's like we have a raid. Inforunners, my Aussie mates are raiding. Hey guys, how you do? Hey, very cool. Yeah,
I told you to bring up the headphones straight away.
No, it's the same headphone. We both love the Audio Technica, and I was actually helped because my cable cracked on my Audio Technica, and oh hey Wayne, you were hanging out with Inforunners, very cool. Sandgroper, hey. I'm chatting with Fatbird, guys, a very cool machinima maker. Very much loved in Star Citizen community. Tomo8607. So this cable cracked, and Inforunners came in my stream. I think it was 1 year back, and they were like, "Hey, those are the same headphones. I have another pair which is black." And he sent the Amazon link to get this cable. And this cable.
I did actually. I remember that. Yeah. So I helped him get a replacement cable. All right, man.
Yeah.
Have a good stream.
It's always good when you help someone's stuff get fixed.
Yes. All right. Well, I hope he has a great stream. Cut it back over here. But yeah, YouTube. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. And thank you to everyone that went the extra mile on Patreon at the end of the video. Right. Anything else you want to add, Algared?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good holiday.
Be good and look after your mother. No, tidy your room and be good to your mother. That's a tip for you.
Okay. All right. With that, then, he's been Algared.
He's been Execute, and we're out of here. Take care.
See you, citizens.